Let's play a game and give us a call sign or beat it. Let's play a game and give us a call sign or beat it. Let's play a game and give us a call sign or beat it.
Oh, Kevin, that's awesome.
Out of a twist and give us a call sign or beat it.
I didn't expect to immediately, completely derail the after chat, but Kevin's chat here that his son is playing Warhammer 40k with him and his son is playing Necrons. And the fact that Kevin is playing the Adeptus Mechanicus is also wow. That is such a esoteric group, such an esoteric army to pick up. That's amazing, dude. That's awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun. All right, welcome to the After Chat, Ham Radio Crash Course After Chat. So we take your questions live. Of course, we'll talk about VAR AC if you want to do that, but I showed something a little bit earlier, and I teased it with my camera here. And what it is, in case you want to look it up, and I've dropped the link in the video description, it's the Link 500 system at the QRP store. You can check it out. So here's kind of a visual representation of what this thing does. It's a USB audio interface. It has GPS. It has robust packet digital signal processing for doing HF packet, which is awesome. It is a radio interface over USB for RS-232. It has a USB CAT port, and it has a dual role as a Bluetooth low energy device. Awesome. So, I mean, okay, there you go. It's a box, right? Pretty cool. But what if you got it into a different form factor, like this, which is a blade, like a wafer in the QRP station, which I bought last year. And it's like the whole thing. I got the amp, the battery pack, the Lab 599, and now I have this really cool audio interface where I can go with my phone over Bluetooth low energy, or I can use my laptop to connect to it. So we'll play around with a little bit on this as we get through it, but we're going to start taking your questions here right after we join the Discord. So if you're interested in this I don't know how, this is like one of those universal Babelfish devices, universal translator type devices that you might be interested in, because it does a whole lot of things. The fact that it's an HF TNC, I think TNC might be the wrong term, so nobody quote me on that, but the fact that it does robust packet, very good to hear. That's super cool. I'm super excited for that. So, all right, I will join the Discord and we'll start talking with our good friends over there, and maybe we'll talk a little bit about VAR AC. I don't know. Let's see. Grayman Poda sent me something. That's funny. Okay, we'll talk about that later. Okay. So many people send me DMs during the live stream that I see them when I get to Discord, and it's like, oh, buddy, here we go. Joining now.
Numbers are the down, I guess.
That's how I understand
it. Frank! What's up, Frank? How you doing, man?
Exhausted. I'll get into that later, but I'm around for at least 3.5 hours here.
Oh,
Frank, as your talent representative, you cannot speak until they sign the writer. Okay.
Okay.
That's
Tim.
right. So I have a little over 2 hours that I can spend with everybody today, because I have to get ready for a Cub Scout meeting that I'm doing. It's a combination hiking, bears go hiking and bears go fishing, and I'll likely be leading both of them as someone who both hikes and fishes. I have been known to fish. So without further ado, we got to dive right into this sucker. So the way this works, it's pretty straightforward. There's a lot of people are here already. I can see them on the voice chat over on Discord. And for those of you that don't know how all this works, I'll show it to you. We'll do it live, right? So here's Discord. And you can see all my buddies talking and chatting and all that stuff. But right above my head, if you join the HRCC Discord and you scroll down to hashtag live-stream, that's the text chat. That's what you see here. And then 2 down, live-stream/afterchat. If you click on that, you'll join the voice chat. Now, make sure you have already gone into the settings for Discord and set your mic and your speaker and a PTT button, and you'll be able to communicate with everybody there, because usually all ham radio questions require a little bit of back and forth, and it makes our job a lot easier to just be able to get you the information as quickly as possible without having to go back and forth on the chat. Okay? Makes sense? Okay, good. Well, hello, everybody. If you are here for the first time and you'd like to say hi or ask a question or do both, come now. Anybody first time like to break the ice and say hi? I see some people that are new to me. New avatars. I look at the avatars. That's how I know. I will find you, and I will make you say hi or ask a question. I'm just kidding. I don't. It's not that big a deal. I'll immediately start hanging out and playing with my Link 500 system that I got here. So anybody new for the first time like to say hi or ask a question? That's how we kick things off. Okay. Anybody have any questions with VAR AC or the topic of the show today, or you want to try something we didn't do on the live stream?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, Don, go ahead. We'll start. We'll come back to newcomers. Don't worry. You can join us and we'll get you in there.
Yeah, sorry. I am trying to pick up my email, but every time it tries to QSY or that I try to QSY him, he rejects it. And so what's going on right now is...
Have you tried letting him QSY?
Huh?
Have you tried letting him QSY?
That's what's going on right now. And what it's sending back to me is there's been a double QSY. And so I don't know what's going on there.
Double QSY all the way.
But anyway, I mean, even for whatever reason, I'm still not picking those emails up. It's getting him to QSY. It's almost like at this point he's connecting to me because I stopped trying to connect to him. And so I think he's trying to connect to me. But I don't know where the double QSY is coming from unless it's because I have a QSY frequency set.
Mm-hmm.
Is that possible? Can you set a QSY frequency? Is that what that's doing?
I think you can. Yeah, you click the little number sign on the far right side, and you tell what channel you want to go to. I was using 14 on the live stream.
So I assume then to prevent the double, maybe I would set it to the main?
Well, no, you start out on the main on your contact, and then you have them QSY off the main.
Right, but he's trying to get me to QSY.
So just wait for him. Just don't send anything. Just wait, and then he'll send the QSY. And then
oh yeah, you can't see where I am. I'm at a completely different station. I'm on a completely different radio set here, so I'm not even touching that radio that's doing the VARA.
Okay.
So I'm not touching it. It's all him at this point.
CQ from Whiskey Uniform 8 Foxtrot.
How do I lower the volume?
CQ from Whiskey Uniform 8 Foxtrot.
I'm gonna disconnect all these. Maybe not. I'm gonna close this for a second. We're just gonna go ahead and disconnect. Okay. So what I would do is disconnect the contact with the guy, reconnect, and just wait until they initiate the QSY. Have you tried that?
Yeah, I'm absolutely not connected right now, and he's trying to connect to me is what it looks like. And that's where I'm getting the double QSY.
Okay. Well, maybe just shut the whole thing down, restart it, and then connect to him.
Yeah, maybe that's what I need to do.
Hey, Don.
Yeah?
Have you tried a factory reset?
Yep.
No, but maybe I should try my Boondock Echo, right, Tim?
There you go.
That's what you got to do. All right.
Boondock Echo. And Don, you reject him first. Nobody puts you in a corner, buddy.
That's right.
Nice, Mark.
Any other questions on VAR AC, or did you have more, Don, or are you're still just going to fight through it and then you'll let us know if it worked?
Yeah, I'll just fight through it. Like I said, I'm over at a different radio, and I'll just listen to you guys chat.
Right on. What else? What else is going on?
Hey, real quick question, Josh.
Yes, sir.
How long does it normally take for you to get the license, or at least them to respond with the code for your license? Because I just
that's a good question. I don't remember. I think it was it was like actually a human being that did it, but I don't know if that's improved because I think I bought my license like multiple years ago now.
Okay, no problem. I figured that because they said that gave me an email address in case I'd never got anything. So I'm assuming maybe Monday, assuming it's like a 9 to 5 thing. So we'll see. I'll hold on. If I don't hear anything by Monday, I'll send out an email. Okay,
He's on ham time, right? So, who knows?
Probably. Yeah, exactly. Okay,
but at the same time, it works without having a license. You can use it fine without a license. You can't do
yeah,
all
I know.
things.
I just
but-
keep getting those. Yeah, I just keep getting those messages. It's like, would you like to buy or like to extend your research or whatever?
And by the way, this is one of those applications you should totally buy. Like it is a very, very good application.
Oh, definitely. Oh my
Yeah.
God, yes.
Hey, Josh, I want to tell you thank you for something. And
You wanna-
Mike, too.
You want to tell me thank you for something? I love thank you for something. Go ahead.
Between you and Mike Kmart, you finally got me to decide which my first HF radio is going to be. I'm going to looking at the ICOM 7300. I'd just like to thank you guys for your videos and your mentorship. Thank you, guys.
Hey now.
That's too kind. Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that. Well, since Mike's here and he's responding, we got to ask the most important question.
I'm
what
answering.
antenna?
Hear that? That's
I heard-
paper.
I heard that.
I'm answering fan mail.
Physical mail? You got the physical mail going now?
I'm sending some stickers to someone they asked for.
Nice. What kind of
Yeah.
antenna are you thinking about running with that new 7300?
The Chameleon Delta Loop antenna, the one you and Mike been promoting. Since I live with an HOA, I can't really put up a tower. I would love to, but I think they would frown on it. But I'm going to go with the Chameleon Delta Loop.
Mike, did you review the Delta Loop too? Did I miss that? I don't think I saw that.
That is a negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
Yeah, I think that was.
No, I'm not. I've used it once.
Yeah. Now I'll tell you the Delta Loop works just fine on the ground. It comes with like a spike that you can drive into the ground. But it's gonna give you a lot of NVIS. It's gonna give you a lot of vertical, which is there's nothing wrong with that. I was shocked at how well that thing performed when I got it 25 feet above the ground. When I was able to do that, it was like a completely different antenna. I was very impressed. So if you can do that, think about it.
What would you recommend, Josh, a vertical or the Delta Loop configuration? And I want your opinion too, Mike.
Sorry, what would I recommend, the vertical or the what?
Delta Loop.
It depends on what you're trying to do. Are you talking about like at home? Are you talking about portable? Like, do you have a mast? Do you not have a mast? Like, all that stuff's important. Like, so what are you thinking?
Well, I want to do like one of the videos Mike did because I live in HOA. I can't put a tower up, so I might have to use the ground spike on either antennas.
So when you're in an HOA, the Delta Loop might be stealthy enough because it's not too high off the ground when it's on the spike that you might be able to deal with that. Do you have like a yard though? Do you have a yard you can use?
Not really. I'm going to be doing probably front porch radio talking pretty much, or my dining room. Don't really have a backyard. Barely got a front yard, but I'll probably be doing some front porch HF.
But the Delta Loop can be kind of wide. Where do you think you're going to put it?
Oh, I got enough space.
Okay, so you do. That's what I was asking. Do you got enough space for the Delta Loop?
Yeah, the only thing I won't be able to do is I won't be able to turn it like a beam or anything. It's going to have to stay standard left and right.
Okay. Interesting. So there's a couple of options there. The Delta Loop is fine, but a vertical in your space. Oh, Steve's in the chat. Steve's got thoughts. He loves his verticals. So like a DX Commander might work because then it's just a vertical pole. And you have some radials underneath it, and you get multi-band capability out of it. That is a fantastic way to go as well. You won't have to like walk out, and you won't have to use a tuner of any kind, even the onboard tuner. You just have to set it up appropriately. That's a great antenna. Verticals, yeah. With your space, you got two options, right? You take a vertical mast and run like a long wire over it or a dipole, but that might be more visible to the HOA demons, if you will. So you might want to consider a DX Commander type setup. That might work because then you can just lay it down. If you think the heat's coming onto you, you just lay that thing down and then it's off the air.
Well, I was also
we talk
looking
budget.
at the verticals.
Oh yeah, what's your budget?
I can afford the Delta Loop just fine, and I was looking at the verticals. They're ranging about $400 to $500, and that's no problem.
Yeah, so the DX Commander is less than that. So
Yeah, you can put that. You said you're an HOA.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mike. I was thinking about going with a burger because my buddy told me to go with a burger. But yeah, I'm in HOA, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Could you, like, I love the idea of a vertical as well. You could rock the DX Commander. You could make like a tilt over thing for it. Callum's done videos on that. My buddy Ryan has one of those Hustler trapped verticals that he lays down along his fence. I don't know how much those cost. Those might be more than $400 or $500, but that gets out pretty well too. If you don't have the room for, if you don't feel like making like a thing for the DX Commander, that would be an option.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Go ahead.
I might have to check that out. Yeah, I might go with a vertical. I thought the same thing. A vertical would be easy to take up and put down and keep, like you just said, Josh, keep the demons away.
Yeah, exactly.
Thinking like more permanent, like the Chameleon Delta Loop. I mean, I guess you could leave it out there permanently, but I've only used the Delta Loop once. Like me and T, we were at Burn Six's house, and T.O. was there, and he was like camping out there for a little while with the trailer, and he set up the Delta Loop, and we made a few contacts just sitting out there. But I don't have enough hands-on time to really give you my like real thoughts on it. So I don't know enough about the antenna to really comment on it. But DX Commander 100% has my vote. If you could figure out a way to just like lay it down at night or during the day when the Karens are watching, or one of those trapped verticals could be cool.
Is there a particular band that you're interested in working?
I'm be happy with just 86 meter.
All of them.
To do that.
That's all. That's narrowing it down.
Steve, all of them.
Spectrum.
I don't know what you promised, Steve. All of them. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Including 2,400 meters.
Exactly, including 2,400 meters. The reason why I ask is that back in the day when you had to build an antenna, a vertical, quietly and stealthily, it was just not uncommon to take, if you wanted to work 10 meters, it's basically just a 9 foot piece of number 12 soldered onto the center conductor of an SO239 and some wires on the ground, and you just slung it into a tree, and nobody would see that, and you could operate run the world on 10 meters, and it won't cost you a dime. Most of that stuff you can scavenge or find at a Hamfest, for under $20. Depends on how elaborate you want to get, but if you're just looking to work one or two bands and you're really stuck in an HOA just to get on the air, there's very inexpensive ways to put together a vertical that's damn near invisible. And in my early days in the hobby, we didn't have HOAs like we have now, but I had landlords that weren't too keen on me running wires all over apartments. So kind of the same thing, but I mean, it doesn't have to be a $300 commercial antenna.
So I will add this, if I may, Josh.
Yes, sir.
Steve K6WRF has a good point. The new Kronos is built for a more permanent setup. It's a vertical wire. The Poseidon is the smaller version of it for less permanent setups, but it can get away with having permanent setup. My buddy Bobby actually did a video review of the Chameleon Tactical Delta Loop, and I'll drop that video for him in the live chat here.
All right.
Cool beans, guys. I hate to cut the conversation short, but I got an airplane coming in. I appreciate you guys helping me out in 73s, and I'll catch you next go around, and we can discuss this even more. Thank you, guys.
Right on, right on. Cool. Thanks for joining us out there. Appreciate it. All right. Is there anybody here for the first time that would like to say hi or ask a question? Come now. It's just us. It's just all these old timers out here hanging out. Well, that's okay too. All right. Any other questions? Open it up just to anybody, anywhere. Go for it.
Question?
Go ahead. Question.
Hey, Josh. I'm also Josh K4NDU. I had a question. It's a callback to last week. I was trying to get in and ask it, and then I realized I didn't have the push-to-talk set up correctly, which makes it not work very well.
Yeah.
My question is about grounding, the shack grounding.
Mhm.
I have a place where I want to set up a permanent shack. There's two walls. There are no windows to go through, but there are two walls I could penetrate. One of them, though, goes onto a patio. That's no good. The other one, if I go straight through the roll, right behind where right behind where I want to put the radio, it's right next to the AC service ground. And so my question is that great? Just connect right to it, or is that a problem and that's not a good location?
No.
Grounding and bonding for the amateur radio operator by Ward Silver, and read that.
Yes.
Yeah, I just downloaded that last week when it was mentioned on the stream, but I didn't get to read yet. But I figured I would throw it out there anyway.
I mean, the short answer is it's probably good. You're probably good.
Yeah.
That's kind of where you want to be. You want a close access to that service ground.
All right, very good. Well, I will also check out the book.
Roger. Okay. Let's see. Who else? Any other questions? Go ahead. Well, I'll just start playing with radio stuff then if you guys are not going to ask any questions.
Josh, I got to ask.
Yes, sir.
The VAR AC that you were running, that was the paid version, right?
Yes. You don't need the paid version, but there are certain things you can do with the paid version that you can't without the other with the others. So, it's a no-brainer from my point of view. Get the paid version if you can. Incredibly valuable program.
Yeah, definitely very cool. OFDM is near and dear to me. So, but yeah, that was very cool.
Hey, Josh, KJ5 JSL here. Sorry to interrupt here. I'm
No,
a
you're
new
good.
ham here. And wanted to just talk to you about the UNVNA antenna analyzer. And is a bigger screen to be more helpful on that one for wanting to get the first piece of gear just to kind of have as a testing equipment for my shack?
A VNA is a fantastic first piece of kit to buy. And yeah, sure, if you need a bigger screen to see a little bit more, then yeah, there's absolutely no reason not to get one of those. Love the idea.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I wanted to look at that and just kind of start building things up. I've looked at your handy-talkie radio reviews on the VGC for packet radio and all that. That's a good video on that. Appreciate that. Have you guys? What's a good radio for 10-meter bands? Let me rephrase the question. For a mobile radio, do they have multi-band radios that'll do 2 meters?
Sorry, you cut out there. Do they have what now? What's the question? We lost him.
Sorry, my screen tied down on me and went to sleep. Multi-band mobile radio for the shack that I could talk on 2-meter and 70 centimeter and maybe even 10-meter bands. Is there a good radio that you'd recommend for that?
I mean,
or is it going to be cost?
There are, but it's going to get costly. So the problem is there isn't a technician radio, and by technician I mean kind of like what you're looking for. 70 centimeter, 2-meter, and 10-meter. We got you for 70 centimeter and 2-meter. There's plenty of options, fantastic mobile radio options, from very inexpensive to expensive. The problem is when you get to 10 meters, many of those mobile radios are FM only. And for a technician, you need single sideband. Single sideband is where you're going to be activating. That's the mode of operation when you're down in that space. And so you need a radio that can do single sideband. And when you start looking at the 10-meter single sideband options, you're either looking at a monoband 10-meter radio or a multi-band 10-meter radio. And usually the multi-band 10-meter radios start to be more expensive, and they generally do not have 2 meters and 70 centimeters. So it starts to turn into a game of, I've got a VHF, UHF radio over here, like a mobile, and then I've got an HF radio next to it that lets me do 10 meters. So, as always, the most important question is, what's your budget you're thinking for all this fun stuff?
Very good point. I appreciate that. I think even before I look at more actual radios, antennas where it's at. I need a good quality antenna that will make those contacts. So that's really where I'm trying to stay focused.
Yes, but I mean, at the end of the day, the radio question is still a part of this equation. So I mean, like, you're going to have to eventually find the radio that it's likely, if you ask me, it's likely radios that are going to fit the goal that you're looking for, like multiple radios, a VHF UHF radio, and then another radio that does HF. I usually recommend people do that because then you're never really without a radio. If one goes down on you, you got a second one, you got a backup that lets you do other things, right?
It all makes perfect sense, and that's kind of what I'm seeing. It's not a radio; it's radios in this hobby.
Yeah.
And being a new ham, I don't have to do it all at once. This is a lifelong hobby. I'm trying to just do it in bits and pieces.
That's right, sir. It's a marathon, not a sprint, as we say. It's something that you build up to. On the podcast that we posted last night, or I guess today early morning, one of the comments I made was like, look at what ham radio was like 10 years ago. Like, this radio did not exist 10 years ago. The capability of having a single USB port to connect to your computer did not really exist 10 years ago. Even in 10 years, radio has changed a ton. And just looking back over that, and then also my gear acquisition syndrome of just buying lots of stuff, I look back at it and go like, oh my gosh, look at what I have now versus what I had when I was a fresh, fresh-eyed general, right? So, take your time with it. You're in no hurry. There's no rush. Love the mindset.
Appreciate that. I'll go ahead and give it back to you guys. Thanks again.
Well, thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. All right. Who's next? Anybody anywhere with a question? Let's take them.
I have a question about masts.
Oh, you came to the right place, buddy. Let's hear it. What's your question about mass?
Well, I'm getting ready to take a sabbatical this summer and go RVing in my 27-foot motorhome. I'm like, do they make any like that are meant to kind of be mounted? The roof's not metal, it's all fiberglass with the rubber top. Do they make any antennas that are specifically meant to be mounted on RVs or motorhomes?
Specifically, I don't think there's specifically that, but you've got the ladder on the side of your RV. They make mast mounts for RVs. You should look into that. There's mast mount RV like verticals that you can slide a vertical into, and then you can run a long wire or do whatever you want off of that. That's a great option. Who's got some other thoughts?
Oh, see, I was thinking just something I could raise and then, crank up higher.
So if you wanted to, you could use a drive-on mast support, or you could go ahead and get a mast support that mounts on a truck hitch, because that would also be an easy way to be able to put up a vertical and take it down easily.
That's another option.
Is this permanent, or I missed this? Is this
He's
permanent,
RVing.
or is this important? Oh, okay, scratch that. That won't work.
Yeah, so what, again, like what, to go kind of back to Steve's question from earlier, what kind of bands are you trying to get on? What's the goals here? What are you trying to do?
I'm getting my tech license. So just, the 70 centimeter, the 10 meter.
Okay. So good news is that a 10-meter antenna is extremely easy to put up. There's so many 10-meter options. You can build just a wire antenna. You can build a wire dipole, and you can connect that to pretty much anything. Like to a mast on the side of your RV. You could do any kind of direction you wanted to go, really.
Okay. See, I was just thinking a single mast because that way, if I'm out in the middle of the desert, or if I'm in a big parking lot somewhere, somewhere where there's not necessarily trees, or you'll be frowned upon if you're I'm just going to hook up this string for a little while.
Hey, you know what? Be frowned upon. Get comfortable with being frowned upon.
Yeah, if I could look at T.O.'s channel, Temporary Offline.
Yeah.
He also has Living for a Living. That's his full-time RV channel. And then also Chuck KK6USY. He has a motor home. However, he does a lot of off-road stuff also. So he's also a good resource for that kind of stuff. Go ahead, Mike.
Perhaps you could try the TN07 mast stuff. They make stuff that goes on the back of RVs.
Can I add a comment as well?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I think the last question and this one are very correlated. Even while, either getting your tech or a new tech, you don't necessarily need to buy just what you'd be limited in terms of license. If you want to pursue a general and even an extra, don't buy just what you can use now and then having, maybe not wasted, but I'm going to say wasted a purchase that you could have put that money towards the thing that you're eventually going to be, marathon, not a sprint. If you're going to eventually be operating on 40 meters, you want to get an end-fed halfway 40 that you can also use on 10 for now and use on other bands later, then do that.
That's totally acceptable.
Well, yeah, and that's why I was asking more about just a mast where I can attach different types of antennas, and then lay the mast back down, across the roof of the motorhome or, something like that.
Oh, go with a telescopic mast. Go with something that you can pack down and put away inside your RV, and it's not a big deal,
Yeah, like the one Jody dropped in chat.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
How do you feel about screwdriver antennas?
That was kind of in my thought as well when I was suggesting.
Dude, I've seen a lot of trailers at the Hamfest that have like Tar Heels or something, or Scorpions, whatever.
Yeah,
and
that's a great
several
idea.
people have them on like motorized lifts, like hydraulic lifts or whatever, or it could be a screwdriver. I don't know what it is, but so they can lower the screwdriver antenna, just automatically push a button and it goes down.
Done right, they work fantastic for RVs. It's a great option.
There you guys using big words when, us noobs are around. I really thought you were talking about using a screwdriver.
So it's a coil antenna. It's a loaded antenna. Like, are you familiar with Wolf River coils? That'd be kind of the most basic of this. But it's a loaded vertical that is motorized, and basically the antenna moves up and down with a coil of wire wrapped around it that adds inductance or takes it away, and basically just makes it resonant. And then you generally have like, a 3-foot whip kind of stock as the radiating element, but you can get longer ones to make them a bit more efficient. But they're very compact. They're easy to use. You could make your entire roof of your RV the ground plane if you want. I've seen people do that.
Oh, that's awesome. I would try that. That sounds cool. Because it's all aluminum generally, right?
Well, probably not. It's probably fiberglass the roof, but like you can put like chicken wire or something out as your ground plane on the whole roof.
It's a variable center loaded vertical.
What he said.
And they work great. With a 5-foot, roughly 5-foot stainless, who makes that? It's a stainless threaded attachment. It's not so much a whip, but they make a capacity hat that mounts at the top, and they work a treat if you put a good ground system under it, put a good radial system underneath them. Absolutely fantastic for semi-portable use. And I've seen them, seen people work, DXCC in trailer parks just using a decent screwdriver, and they work well.
Yeah, look at the pics Jody just dropped. That I guarantee that guy's got wire underneath that antenna. You can kind of see it.
Does that help? Oh, we lose him?
We scared him off.
That's it.
All the big words.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, I've actually seen that. That's very cool.
Like in person?
I've seen them similar back in the days at Hera. You'd see a lot of those guys that were camping out. They would have setups similar to that. I'm a big fan of Scorpion. Tar Heels is a good brand as well.
So you went outside?
Okay, well let's take another question then. If we lost our friend there.
No, I was just switching from my phone to my computer. But I was going to say, in a year, it'll be time to paint the roof of my RV again. And I was looking, some of the sealer they have, it has aluminum in it to add reflectiveness for the heat seal. There's a cheap and easy, and you have to do it every once in a while, ground plane.
Sorry, say that again. You're going to use a paint?
Yeah, it's like it's a rubberized sealer, but they put aluminum in it to reflect the heat and the light away. But the paint will have a whole bunch of bits of aluminum in it, and I would think that would work as a ground plane.
It's not going to be as efficient as if you were to lay down, 10, 12, 16 pieces of number 22 or what have you. I think that'll work far better than trying to rely on some aluminized paint, which is going to have a very, very high surface resistance.
Well, bummer.
Yeah, I don't know if I would.
Be completely worth it.
So, pardon my ME-ness, and Steve will correct me on the EE-ness, I'm sure. You're effectively trying to use a semiconductor as a ground plane. It's not going to work.
It's the skin resistance on that is going to be I'm sure it's extremely high. Just not a great RF medium for that.
Well, that's why I come here to hang out with the big heads and learn a little bit before, I waste money painting the roof with something that's not going to work.
If it's the most effective way to paint the RV roof, forget about radio properties. Do that part because it's structural, it's integral. You do what's right by that, but then you also do other radio stuff as needed.
Aren't most RV roofs already aluminum?
Pretty much. And that's usually what I see a lot of people bond right to the lip where the transition is at the like usually one of the hatches or the chimney, if you will, for the water heater. I usually see some people just they'll mount the screwdriver up the ladder, and then they have a piece of either copper strap or usually a piece of copper strap that just bonds right to where the chimney is on either the RV heater or one of the lids.
Oh, see, my roof is plywood with like a PVC, pool liner, like a plastic liner kind of roof, and all the piping going up to the roof is all just PVC pipe.
Okay. Okay. Is there? Okay, we're still talking about the RV, right? We're still talking about the RV.
Yeah, the RV.
What's the problem with the telescoping mast? Is that a problem?
No, and it's got the pull boy, ladder off the back, but it wouldn't hold much weight, for like winds and stuff. So
hold on.
I was just asking about
are you
something
gonna...
you could pop up, because I could just pop it up anywhere and wouldn't have to worry about any circumstances that might come up.
So just to make sure we're talking the same language, that sounds like the screwdriver might be the way to go for you, and people are dropping links like crazy on the Discord to check it out. But if you're only putting up a wire antenna, a telescoping mast will do just fine in the wind with a wire antenna. Are you trying to do something other than a wire antenna?
No, I wasn't necessarily thinking wire. I was just thinking, the ability to be able to just, stop and go. But yes, wire's cheap and easy. But also, there's lots of antennas you can, put together in 5 minutes, pop it on a mast, and stick it up. But
Like what?
the higher you go up,
Like what?
the better you get out.
Like what? You said you can put it together in 5 minutes and put it up. Like
no,
what?
no. I've just watched a lot of different videos about different ones. No, I don't have my mind set on anything yet. I'm just kind of surveying the land.
Where do you plan on operating?
Yeah.
From Alaska to Florida?
No, but I mean, like from in your RV setup. Are you gonna? Where are you gonna set up the radio in relation to your RV?
Oh, yeah, I've been looking at a couple of different base stations, but no, I will just, run the coax and put some ports, probably to the back, because now more and more I'm thinking, something off the back end.
So the radio is going to be inside the RV?
Yeah, my health issues, I'm not going to be stumbling up a mountain or down into a canyon.
So the thing to consider with a mast, and you're just talking a wire antenna. Wire antennas are stupid easy to put up.
Yeah.
The catch is, unless you have a really tall mast and a wire antenna, you need to get that antenna off the ground at least some bit. Obviously the end of the antenna is going to be however high the mast is, but where is the feed point of that antenna going to be? So you're going to need, if you're running a wire antenna, you're going to need to run coax. Let's just say you have a 66-foot 49-to-1 end-fed half wave. So you're going to need to run coax, let's say 50 feet out, because of the whole Pythagorean theorem thing, to where the feed point is. We don't math on live streams. But does that make sense? Because you're making a triangle, basically.
Yeah.
So you would just want to think the feed point of the antenna is going to need to be far away from the RV. So just keep that in mind and just make sure you have enough coax to connect to that, because you'd be running it presumably as a sloper or an inverted V. Could work. You could shorten the coax length by doing that, but I would have enough coax to run it in a
I can almost hear him like touching on a touch board.
Say that again?
No, like you're making math. You're like, it goes this way.
I was trying to not do math. I was trying to be smart and dropping the name Pythagorean, or Pythagoras, whatever the hell it is. Anyway,
Pythagoras, that's his theorem.
This theorem, A squared, B squared, C squared.
Pythagorean theorem.
That's all I took out of high school math. That was it.
That's
one
it?
thing.
That
was it. I hate
them overhead
He
projectors.
was
Am I right?
talking about big numbers in his head, and he was telling us to not worry about math earlier.
The math is unimportant
right now.
I'm just trying to illustrate a point. The point is you got to get the feed point away from the RV if you're going to do a mast. Or run an inverted V like the picture that was just dropped by.
I think
Mike
I can narrow this down a bit, and I appreciate what Mike was saying because I agree with what he's saying. Do you want a drive up, push a button, or maybe a couple of buttons, and bing bang boom, you have an antenna, or did you want to lay hands on something and assemble or build the antenna when you get to your camping site? What's your goal?
I want it mostly like push button, but I don't mind going outside and sitting at the table assembling something.
Do not take this the wrong way.
Tree to tree.
Do not take this the wrong way. Every question I've asked, I get both answers to the question. Like just tell me what you want. You can have a wire antenna. They cost like nothing. You can just build one and keep it in your in the RV if you want to use it. But if you want just a drive up, click a button, boom bang, you're all set. Like there's a screwdriver antenna that got linked in the Discord. Highly go check that. Like there's the HOAs, which is fantastic. What's the screwdriver everybody's using now? God,
Scorpion. I like Scorpion.
Scorpion.
Yeah,
Tar heel. Right. So
Who
like
else makes a screwdriver?
those
Diamond.
those antennas are more click a button and you're up and running. The thing to keep in mind, right? This is the real deal, right? Your RV is already pretty high up off the ground. So just rolling around with a screwdriver shooting straight out of your RV, you're going to murder that thing eventually. I guarantee it. So there are a couple of people that have tiltovers, like automated tiltovers, that you just click a button and they'll bring themselves back up. You probably have to look at something like that. So this is something that you're going to have to take a little bit of time to think about, right? To figure out what's going to work for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, hey, I'm only like 6 months in thinking about getting a license, so that's why I keep coming back here.
I appreciate that.
I've been asking, questions, because it's not a cheap hobby.
No, it is not. No, it is not.
So, I don't want to waste money. That's why I'm like, yeah.
Okay,
hey, I'm going to be spending enough money on gas.
Yeah, so if you want to do it cheaply, if you want to do it on the cheaper side, and again, this is not forever. This is just right now. Get yourself those ladder mounts. Get yourself a pull-up telescoping mast. And get yourself a wire antenna. You don't have to climb the ladder to assemble this. It's very straightforward to set up and use, and I think it'll get you up and running. You'll be surprised that most likely the wire is going to perform better than the vertical screwdriver in most cases. So you'd be surprised. It's often worth your effort to just put up a wire as high as you can get it up, and those ladders are good mount points. So I'm gonna say that's my
my gosh. I'm gonna tell you, Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Those ladders are not always so great of things. You can't tell, unless you buy RV brand new, but they are not usually mounted that well, and they can easily rip off. So I'm not going to mount anything to that death trap.
I think you are. I think you're thinking that the loads that are going to get put on the mast are much higher than they actually are. I'm less worried about it than you are. So maybe I'm wrong. But you could drive
place high winds, stuff like that. And the whipping of a mast. That's not going to be great for.
All right. Okay. Don't. You decide what your risk posture is. If you wanna, you can bolt a mounting fixture on the side of the RV. You can do that too if you wanted to do that. That's fine. If you don't trust the ladder, you got all kinds of options. You got the world's your oyster.
I would probably use a magnet and find some of the metal beams, and mount into there.
Okay, cool. All right, good question. Hopefully that helped not just you, but all the potential RVers out there, and you'll be ready to go. All right, anybody else in there with a question? We'll take them. Any questions anywhere from anyone? Also, by the way, on YouTube, I'll get you Mike's first. Yep. I'll get to Mike in a second, but on YouTube, if you just type question or @Ham Radio Crash Course, I'll see it, and then we can ask your question. I'll ask it on your behalf, and then we'll chew on it. Go ahead, Mike. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, just really quick. Just wanted to say I'm digging that little battery box contraption you got on that radio there.
Yeah, you like that?
Pretty slick.
Yeah,
that's all I got. Just wanted to give you a little compliment.
Let me slide this up there. Yeah, that's the QRP store battery pack. This Lab 599, it's QRP radio, right? There is a battery pack on it that you plug into what's underneath what's underneath the TNC device or the USB device is a 50 watt amplifier underneath that, and it all runs off the battery pack. It's pretty slick. It's a little transformer.
What's the thing in the little box, Josh?
Which thing in the little box?
Well, if you hinge your radio back up, there's a little box you plug the USB-C into just now.
I showed it. Hold on, I'll show it again. It's
because you've got the amplifier on the bottom, and then you've got like a bit with the cables coming in.
Inside that
okay, fair enough.
It's a 3D printed tray that the Link 500 fits into. It's pretty slick. It's pretty slick. Oop, that's the wrong one.
So how is that thing different than a MobiLink?
It does much more than a MobiLink. MobiLink is
Fair
just a TNC, just a TNC that uses Bluetooth. USB for charging, so you can USB into it as well. So this is I'll just go back to it again. Well, I don't know if you were here earlier, but so the Link 500 has a GPS receiver, so you get GPS off of it. It does robust packet, which is a digital signal processing mode. It is a CAT interface for radio or computer. It has USB-A and USB-C ports, and then it has Bluetooth low energy, so you can just hold your phone up and you can do whatever. Radio mail, right? Radio mail will work off of this.
That's pretty slick.
Yeah, so it's like all the things. It's all the things at one time.
Does it share the TNC out over the Bluetooth?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. The creator might be in the chat. I don't know if he's watching right now. Or not the creator, but QRP.
does
QRP
that.
store. What's that?
The N76 does that. You know, the Vero.
Sure. Well, it's got Bluetooth.
Right, yeah, but does it share the TNC out over it, or the connect, so you can run the TNC over the Bluetooth?
Sorry, I got an email that I have to respond to. Literally live, people are asking me. I got an email.
Per my last email.
I got an email while I'm live about the thing that's on the live stream. Feel free to chat.
Not an email. It was an email.
Feel free to chat. You can ask this question on the chat. So the question was, where did all this come from? Like this whole Lab 59 setup, and it was, I said it's at the QRP store, right? So this is the Link 500 is the digital device to let me do what I want, but at the QRP store, that's where this device is at, and that's where you get the PA 500. Oh look, there he's got my link right there. So QRP station is where's the picture? I need a big picture. Show me the picture. Nope, that's not. God, I want a zoomed in picture.
Enhance.
Oh, I can't embiggen. Oh, I can embiggen the old-fashioned way. There you go. So that's what it looks like when you deploy it. And I've got a couple of videos of this. I've done a live stream on it. I took it out, did a POTA with it. It's a 50-watt amp on a Lab 599. And now you have the cat control capability so that you can do digital modes without having to have like a sidecar digi-rig, but it goes even further because it'll do low-energy Bluetooth and a bunch of other stuff.
Is he shipping those immediately, or is he still way behind?
I don't know. So
let's go with way behind.
Doesn't sound like.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. QRP station, are you way behind? Can you ship immediately? 4 weeks. the magic of the internet. 4 weeks. There you go. 4 weeks wait time.
4 weeks is actually not bad.
No, not at all. Yeah. So there you go. Working on that. That's what I'm working on.
How many amp hours is that battery? 9? No.
I don't know how
6?
many amp hours that is, because that's 3 18650s. Sorry, 6 18650s.
Yeah. So there's 3 in series and 2 parallel.
So I run those.
3,300 milliamp hours Samsung.
I will run this with the Lightsaber Max. I'll roll the Lightsaber Max into the battery and then run off of all of that.
And when is Julian featuring this on his channel?
I think he's already talked about it. I think he's already talked about the.
I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the CTR2 MIDI is.
Oh, I made a video about that earlier this week. Different device.
No.
That's what
for your Flex or what?
Yeah, for the Flex.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. You can use them on the Anons too.
Oh yeah, basically anything. The Mini will do just about anything, but the MIDI, you have to connect it to a device that will accept MIDI inputs. Which is kind of funny. A lot of people talking about Russia, all that stuff. Like, so what's really funny is let me remove my face for a second and pull this out of the way. Anybody catch this? There's a website in Ukraine where they will take tank bits. So this is literally armor plating off of a Russian tank, and they'll send you a keychain. So
where is Tank Radio? When you
I have one of those.
That's cool.
Battle of Kyiv.
Can you link that?
Yeah, I'll look it up. It comes with this really cool box. The box. Check out this
right
box.
Next to my piece of the Berlin Wall.
Check out the box. Made in Russia, recycled in Ukraine.
Love it.
Isn't that awesome?
That's beautiful.
Love it.
Wow.
And it's literally a piece of armor off of a Russian tank. Isn't that cool? So yeah, I threw that on there. I thought that would be
very cool.
Isn't that? Yeah, I thought that was awesome. I wish I was an affiliate of those guys, man. I'll find the link for it right now. Let me grab the web here.
Jody has a good point. Check it with a Geiger counter.
Oh, that's funny. I hope not.
That's no joke. Stuff that came back that was covered with depleted uranium was an issue.
Is it created in Ukraine? It looks like it is.
The radio or the tag?
No, the website that I'm looking for. I think it's this. So I'll drop a link. So yeah, you can. There's a couple of different options. It's like $35. It's like nothing. So yeah, there's a ton of different options. You even have helicopter bits. Oh, this is not it. This is not it.
That's a collect 'em all site.
I have to look up the website. Hold on.
Do they have a commemorative plate?
That is a commemorative plate. What I have, Mike. It's literally armor plating.
And it comes with a certificate of authenticity?
I mean, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
There's something called Memory Steel that has something similar to that, Josh.
Oh, Memory Steel. Is that it? Yes, I think that's it. That sounds right.
Yeah, it would be neat if they took the tracks apart and sold you little pieces of the track.
It's memorysteelua.shop.
Yep. Dude, you got it, Digital Rancher. That was it. That's the one. Okay, I'll drop the link right now. So, yeah, take a look at the tank keychains. And there's different versions of it. Like, this one is actually the one that I almost got. Because if you remember the story of the farmer that just hooked up his bulldozer and was just stealing tanks.
I wanna know what it takes to get a keychain made of metal from the Moskova.
Hilarious, dude.
Correction. Fleet submarine Moskova.
Fleet submarine Moskova, right?
Yeah.
So I
believe they clarified after the fact that there were no taxes due on any retrieved tanks.
Yeah, right? I got the large ones. Oh, see, I didn't see this design. Look at that design with the oh man. I would have got that. That's awesome. Look at that. That's super cool.
That is cool.
I think regardless of what you feel about this war, I'm not going to get into any of that. Neither is this channel about that. But this is just cool. Like having a piece of a Russian tank that's a keychain. That's just cool. I don't care what anybody says. So, all right.
I want the candle.
Can you get keychains made with pieces of the woodpecker?
Oh, that's what we really need.
See, the problem is it's irradiated to hell and back, so you probably don't want them.
Yeah, that's in the exclusion zone.
I may want to purchase one, but it may not be mailed to my address.
True.
What's the
Duga 2? It was the HF radar that was Duga 2 transmit was pretty close to Chernobyl, and then Duga 2 receive was 60 kilometers away. In,
It's also in Call of Duty. It's also
the
in Call of Duty.
Belarusian SSR. Yeah. But it's a big HF radar that was called the Russian Woodpecker.
Yeah, so anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, and there might be folks that are new to ham radio. If you look up Russian Woodpecker, and most of you have no idea. So this was an array. It was like a curtain array. Actually, Steve will tell you exactly what it is. What was the array system that they used? What was the type?
That's a phase dipole array.
Yeah, it's cage phase dipoles.
Cage phase dipole.
So, oh my God, can you zoom in? No, okay. Anyway, so what this thing did is they claimed it wasn't intentional, and I don't care what whatever you want to believe, it doesn't really matter. But it would murder the HF bands, particularly like 40 meters, because it would put out this huge, wide like radar signal that would just murder the bands, and it was not. When did it deactivate? In the 90s?
It deactivated, I'm pretty sure, right after the event.
Right after Chernobyl?
Right after the fall of the wall.
Yeah, right after the fall of the wall, because it operated until 98. 98 after the wall was falling actively.
Yeah, but they turned they powered that way down. There was a significant difference back in the day. I don't know if anybody remembers. One of the tests for a noise blanker was whether or not you could take out the woodpecker, and that was a very real test and marketable selling point. I remember going to Dayton one year and tuning in the woodpecker, and the guy in the Kenwood booth says, "Hey, we can take out the woodpecker," and they hit the noise blanker too, and it was gone.
Sold.
Seriously.
Hey, MFJ made a bunch of Martin made a bunch of money selling noise blanker external filters. For
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the idea it was called the woodpecker because it sounded like it was just an obnoxious noise that absolutely murdered parts of the band. Yeah, so that's what was causing it. Is this thing?
These days, the younger hams would know it as over-the-horizon radar. It's a similar sound.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're all the same sound. I just dropped a sound clip in chat. Duga 2 is just a really powerful one that was pointed this way, looking for suppressed trajectory ballistic missiles being launched from the Atlantic. Near Atlantic region.
Yeah, there was someone in one of the chats the other night who had posted saying, "Hey, what's this noise?" And somebody said, "Oh, that's RFI." And I'm like, "No, that's over the horizon radar."
Yeah, that was a version of container.
It was container or HARP they all sound very similar, have a similar footprint, but you'll find them periodically and they'll pop up and you'll get this sound and it'll just wipe out, anything from a few hundred kilohertz to a few megahertz wide. They can be very, very, very wide.
I've experienced it at POTA activations where I'm like somewhere in the middle, 20 meters, and it just wipes out, 10, 15 kilohertz worth of signal right in the middle of a contact.
A lot of the time it's also not over the horizon radar. A lot of the time there's also electronic warfare systems being deployed in the Ukrainian-Russo war right now. So a lot of the stuff that people say, "Oh, this is over the horizon radar," actually isn't. It is it's
active jamming.
It's active HF jamming from the Murmansk BK EW system, which is an EW system that operates in the HF bands built by the Russians and also deployed by the Iranians.
Yeah, it has a very distinct sound. Just to give you an example of the amount of power. Duga 2, I believe, was anywhere between 5 and 15 megawatts, and into that array.
Yeah.
And the main beam ERP was that was at least 20 or 30 dB over. So, the main beam ERP on that was just insane. It was an insane amount of power.
So, as featured in Stalker 2.
Hundreds of megawatts, if not a gigawatt of ERP.
Yeah. All right.
Easily.
So go play Stalker 2 and you can visit it in person.
There you go.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Let's go back to the let's go back to our Discord. Is there anybody here for the first time that would like to say hi or ask a question? I think this is going to be my last dip in to see if there's anybody new. Come forward, say hi, and ask a question if you got them. This is the second live stream. Only 2 in historic time where there was no newcomers. That's interesting. Wow. Okay. Okay, then. Then we'll take open questions. Let's open it up. Anybody else who's been waiting to get in there and ask a question, go for it. Wow. We're all just chilling. All right. Well, it's all just the cool kids. We're all just hanging out now. All right, fine. Let's see. I need to do something. So let's since I have a couple of minutes before we go and connect to before we talk to the YouTubers, I'm going to pull this up. So this is the Link 500 user manual for the Lab 500 or Lab 599. And I will need to connect it to my computer. So I need the connection settings. Oh, there we go. We got all that covered. I need. By the way, you guys can talk while I'm doing this. Wow.
I think the newcomers are pre-defeated by the impending doom of daylight savings day.
I think that's what it is. I think that they're all worried about their clocks and stuff attacking them in the evening.
No.
I love the
Can we just enter
hand-drawn
DST
diagrams
and
in that
never
book.
leave? Can we just enter DST and never leave, please?
Or leave and never re-enter. Just pick one.
No. I like late night summers. So
All right. Well, I vote with whichever one makes Levi happy.
So the thing I don't know, and I thought this might tell me, so maybe I was wrong, is I need to know what to select for my radio in like WSJTX or VARA AC. Yeah, support. All those transceivers are supported, but I don't know what to select this device as. So interesting. All right, we're gonna try and just go for it. So I'm.
Well, you lost Mike. It does APRS.
Hang on, I got to point some out.
Your nerd conversations have bored me. I'm texting or DMing with Ziggy right now. Damn it!
Oh, did
Got
my
to point something out. Hang on, from the motherland.
Mm-hmm.
Your clocks going forward as fake. Real ones go forward on the 30th.
All right. You better watch yourself out there with that.
I don't want to hear anything, Mike. Y'all lost the largest empire Earth's ever seen. Y'all don't have any room to talk.
Dropping the bag on that one. All right.
Oh, where's my microphone? I got to throw it on the floor. Hang on.
Oh, we're going there.
All I gotta say, as a railroader, the time forward and time back was meant for the railroads, but with today's tech, we don't need it, and let's just leave it to one or the other.
So since we're all just chilling, I'm gonna go grab an HDMI cable really fast because I need to plug my laptop in so that we can see this while I'm doing it, because otherwise it's like, yeah. Let me go do that right now. I'll be right back. You guys just hang out. If you want to talk amongst yourselves, you can. I'll return in 1 minute.
Hey guys, I've got a question.
Go for it.
I just posted on the live stream chat some video that I took last weekend, and it was 40 meters, and it was completely like wonkered out. It was when Josh was trying the testing last weekend, and I have no clue what it was, but I did post it in the live stream. I have no idea what that audio was, but there was quite a few people that were commenting onto it in regards to they were getting completely wiped out.
Steve, you might be able to figure that one out in about 2 seconds.
I just love that it was wonkered out.
That is rotor.
That's rotor. Yeah.
That's relocatable over the horizon radar.
Yeah, they're portable. Yeah, it's got the signature of it. In fact, that's the hop. If I'm not mistaken, that's the one that has separate transmitters.
That's the blimp-based one.
Yeah, exactly.
That is ANTPS-71 built by the Navy.
The 7.1 and 7.2, and I think that's 7.1.
Yeah,
it was absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, that is built by the Navy to look southwards to interdict. They're mainly used by drug company or the Navy
for drug interdiction. In fact, I put that in the chat the other night that I had somebody had posted that or a noise similar, and I said that sounds like the relocatable over the horizon. It's got a very distinct signature.
It was so bad up here in Massachusetts. You couldn't hear anything, and then you've got all the Chinese AM stations coming in. It was crazy.
Yeah, you would have been on the backside of it because they look south.
I have a quick question. Is wonkered out? Is that a technical term?
Oh yes.
It is now.
Okay.
Yes. Wonkered and kerfuffled are very technical terms.
Well, kerfluffled, I've heard of that. I've just never heard of wonkered out.
It's up there with Dingai, Tim.
Whew, man.
Is that before or after tuckered out?
In Erlangs.
After, Mike, after.
I think Levi is the only one that will know what an Erlang is.
Don't remind me.
That's an Erlang B.
It's video proof that you got interdict in the backside.
Whoa, take me to dinner first.
Whoa.
All I did was pay attention to the chat.
What I love, Jody's in the voice chat, but he still types out everything. Jody, I love you for that one. Is the TX500 compatible with the Kenwood Cat command set? That might be the default.
Maybe. That's what I'm trying to. I think my HDMI cable is knackered here. I don't think it's going to work.
You know, Jody has mic fright.
There's another technical term.
Oh yeah, this is not working. Okay, we're skipping that. No cable. We're just going.
That's a picture of a rotor array, a smaller one.
Yeah, that's small. Yeah, I forgot that one's small.
God,
banana for scale.
I don't know if I have any pictures of ones that are.
Here's FPS. I have a picture of FPS.
You got a picture of FPS? I'm looking on the internet for one.
I've got a picture of FPS 118.
Oh, this is the old one, the curved one, right?
Yeah, give me a second. I've got some
class.
I've got some rotor pictures.
That's not rotor. That's
Yeah, that's ANFPS.
Oh,
He just keeps.
Yeah.
He just keeps pictures of famous transmitters on his phone.
It's it comes with my line of work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just remember we don't talk about Fight Club.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's certain parts about Fight Club we can't talk about.
Dude, Steve, that looks like a 48 Echo. It looks like a 48 Echo antenna, and is that supposed to be 3-dimensional too?
Yes.
Did I hear echo?
Yeah, but not Boondock Echo. It's a 48 Echo. It's an air search radar we used on the ships.
We're no longer on Echo. We are no longer on 48 Echo.
That's going back a ways.
Yeah, that is a picture of
4080.
Yeah, that's a picture of a rotor that I just sent.
There you go. That's it. Yeah, that's a receiver array.
Yeah, they're 2.6 kilometers long, so it's kind of hard to get them all in one picture.
Holy shit! That's an amazing antenna.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. There's one not far. There's one in Virginia.
Tom, did you work on E or G?
Hey, so we're getting some
Silence.
questions. We're getting some
Silence.
questions.
Ooh.
So Peter says, is it okay to run my FTDX10 off of a 12-volt LiPo battery all of the time? And the answer is abso-frickin-lutely, just assuming that you have the right amp hours to support whatever power output you want to use, right? So you're going to have the appropriate amperage in the battery to get you the power output on the radio side. So the short answer is, of course, yes, but it's not going to drive the amplification that you need in some cases. So buy a big battery. Right, Mike?
Yes.
Somebody said, hey, Josh, where did you buy your Anderson wall bar? So I have a couple of wall bars. I have the, what is that? I have the PowerWorks. That's just a dummy bunch of Andersons that are all ganged together. And so I take my power supply and I give power to that bar, and then I plug devices into it to feed power to it. That is not fused, so it's a little spicy bar. And then I have an MFJ bar that I got years ago now, and there are PowerWorks versions of that are fused. Fuse connectors are really nice for a lot of this stuff, so you should consider fuse connectors where possible. Okay. All right, so I think
I had a quick comment. Did anybody see Linus Tech Tips that he put a XT120 on a graphics card?
No, what is that? Sorry.
You know the XT60s? It's the bigger version again. You know they've been having trouble with the NVIDIA graphics card melting plugs? That was his idea to get rid of it. So I'm sure power poles would also work in that application for stopping NVIDIA cards from melting themselves to death.
The 100 amp, maybe.
God bless you. If you're pulling that much current for a video card.
660 watts.
Oh. You should see some of the servers we use.
Yeah, well, this is home gamer, you know, if you can actually get a 580. 590, sorry. If you can get a 590, that's what they pull from your machine.
They pull more if you actually get one with ROPS.
Well, you know, I don't want to be too, you know.
Yeah, we're putting 5 and 6 of those types of cards, sometimes up to 8 of those types of cards in a single server.
And that's why I had to update my power supply in the computer. It was drawing too much power.
Your computer was?
No, the graphics card. The power supply wasn't suitable for it.
It changed the power supply.
I did.
Robert asks, any word on the spool tenna? Yes, sir. I got a video dropping probably Monday. It's actually a fun... I did a different editing style, so you guys all have to watch and tell me if I should continue doing things this way. Don't know. It was a lot of fun. I will take it out and do a POTA with it, and it'll definitely go to the camp out, so people will get a chance to play with it. But spool tenna, in fact, well, shoot, I don't have it out here. Wait, do I? Wait, I might.
Man, I wish I could come to the camp out this year, Josh. I was so close to making it too.
Where did I put the spool tenna? I think it's in the podcast studio.
And
it's in the spool case.
It's in the spool.
Is that like the one that Ham Radio Dude built?
No, I don't think so.
I'd have to look at it then.
I'll grab it. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Hey guys, I got another quick question. What's a good fair price for a Kenwood TH74?
How good of condition is it in?
Well, to be honest with you, I've been just kind of scoping out eBay to see what's on there, and I've seen them range from $450, buy it now, all the way up to over $1,000. I wouldn't pay that much because I think the retail was about 600 something for it.
That's about it. They're really good HTs, so that's about right.
Well, you wouldn't really want a 74 because the 75's out.
And the 75 has a fixed price that's lower than some of the ones you were just quoting.
Yeah, good point. Plus, it's newer, and I watched that video that Josh did with that gentleman. That was a really good video. A lot of good information in it.
Which
the
one?
72, it's a different issue.
Oh, the 75. The Kenwood 75.
I have the 72, and I love that radio.
Yeah. Well, the 72 is full duplex, and the 74 and 75, unfortunately, are not.
Exactly.
That is the biggest downside of those radios.
I have no idea why they made that decision either.
That's
because they put digital. They put digital in it.
Yeah,
that's what they
true.
did.
You're right. 100%. You're right.
Yeah. So they captured a larger sales market by putting digital in it, and it's like, I mean, that's true, but I don't know. I think most folks want. Well, no, I know that most folks want digital. I can't deny that. I can't deny that.
Yeah, but there's not that many of the what I was getting at was the cost. When you go and look at a 72, that's going to be sky high compared really to a 74 anymore.
You think so? Because of the full duplex?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they go. I've had offers on mine, and I've had some pretty significant offers on it.
Mm-hmm.
I love mine. I'm probably not going to sell it. Corpse Lot with a super chat says, "Hi Josh, how's it going? It's going good. We're playing around with some new stuff. Getting a fully really full featured audio cat control interface going right now. I'm slowly working through it right now where we're doing the live stream taking questions. So appreciate you, Corpse Lot. Hope you're doing well."
What do you guys think about the AliExpress? It's supposed to be like the VX8DR, the Yaesu, but it just says ASU. And
you're
and
whispering.
like
Unfortunately, we can barely hear you.
We can barely hear you.
Let me try and turn up my mic gain 1 sec.
Yeah, you were better that time, but you still need to pump it.
The spool antenna's around here somewhere.
You still haven't found it, Josh?
He lost it.
No, I literally was just playing around with it, and I put it down somewhere, and I don't know where I put it down. It probably went into a new bag, because I'm going to take it out. I'm planning on taking it. Oh, you know what it might be? It might be in the bag I'm taking out tomorrow for the scouts.
It can't be as bad as your coax at home.
Oh, I know exactly where it is. It's in the, wait, no.
It's under there.
It's under
on the
there.
truck.
That's right. It is under there. No,
Can
I took
you hear
it.
me now?
Yes, go ahead with
Underwear.
the question.
Okay,
You
so
said underwear.
have you guys seen the VX8DR, like the Yaesu radio, the handheld for 6-meter?
VX8? Sure. Yeah, the older radio?
Yeah, so it says on AliExpress there's one that's $55.
Do
but
not
says
buy it.
ASU. It says
do
ASU.
not
Okay.
buy it. Danger.
It's a knockoff.
Yeah, the Spidey sense.
Nah, I believe in them. I believe in them. They got that.
Referred to as fake Sue.
There you go.
A fake
I
suit.
think it's real.
I like.
Real
I'm
Zoo.
gonna steal that.
All right, thank you.
Yep, no problem. I don't remember what the standard Kenwood config is. Kenwood TS2000. What's the data bits and stop bits? Is it 8 and 1?
Yeah, 8, 1, 4800.
Oh,
Pretty
maybe it's
sure.
4800. Can't be that
Yeah.
low.
I think it was for the TS2000.
And then
Oh,
the
for that
Konami
radio,
kind of-
sure. But for this interface, it's got to be higher than that.
Start slowly and build up.
Yeah.
Did HF just die?
If Jody put it in live stream chat, Josh.
Oh.
9600 Data bit 8, parity none, stop bit 1, rig type Kenwood.
Oh, 9600. Okay, I thought it'd be higher than that.
Yeah, he put it like 15 minutes ago too. Jody, you got to start putting your images louder.
Or just talking.
It's in digital
He
mode.
said loud images. I love it.
It's in digital mode. I have data and cat. So do I have the cables messed up? I might have the cables messed up. I don't think you can mess the cables up on this, though. They only go, they're pinned appropriately. Yeah, there's no way. That's its own special cable.
T.O. told me I couldn't screw up the cabling on the 706 to run digital, and I've done that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he told me that, and it was funny.
Were there sparks?
Yeah. After watching him and Jim build cables for an entire hour and a half stream.
Wasn't it more like a month?
Well, just the cables was one and a half, at least an hour and a half stream. But
Oh, my bad. I think I got the wrong cable. Hold on, I had the wrong port.
Oops.
It was several.
Go ahead.
Is there a new Lab 599 coming out?
I don't think so.
Yeah, and my guess.
They announced that that one that looks like an
The
HT,
handheld?
but
Yeah.
then it just disappeared.
When did they announce it?
Last year.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, and I would suspect too, if they were to come out with a new one, it would not be called a Lab 5.
Well, I think when I repeated that, I stepped on somebody. Sorry.
Oh, so there's two devices. There's a Silicon Labs device and then a USB serial device. So the one of them is going to be the right one. I just can't get it to do the do. I know probably the right way to do this is to. Oh, we got it. That's it. Okay, I got it. Do nothing else. Do nothing else, Josh.
Be the driver.
Yep. All right. I am now. Oh boy, did we lose 40 meters? Is 40 meters dead?
Yes, it is, and so is 20 and everything else.
Oh, everything died. I got it working, but everything's dead.
When I was trying to get a hold of that guy, I all of a sudden I noticed, man, he's not coming back, and then pretty much all of the signals just went away.
What a wild situation. Well, hey, I guess you'll have to tune into what's probably going to be a fairly difficult video to shoot because this interface does like everything. So I'm going to have to connect it to my phone. I'm going to have to do like HOAs. I'm going to have to do advanced packet, which advanced packet's kind of like not taking off, or it's a little slow to take off. Has anybody looked at advanced packet?
Not sure what that is.
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
Because like you've seen this, or I don't know if you've seen it, you probably haven't, but the stuff that T.O.'s doing with the tarpon, that guy can do like 9,600 baud easy over the air.
That's awesome.
And well, I mean, and they're running two packet radios together and doing all kinds of stuff with it. And it's called the Tarpon Net.
Yeah.
And it's an entire network of packet radios that communicate with each other.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Josh, this is where you go, help me, Obi-Wan Tamitha. You're my only hope.
This is not good.
Yeah.
Radio times are not good out there, boys.
Yeah, out at in my shack, I've got a zero noise floor, and I'm hearing nothing. I can't believe you're picking stuff up, but it's probably that beam.
No, I don't have a beam on 40.
No, but you have that. You're up. You're higher up in the air than I am.
It does
right
look
now.
like
I've got the-
FT8 noises are happening, so I think I will switch it over to FT8 really fast. Let's just do that.
FT8 's cranking.
Yeah,
I was
let's
going to
just.
say both Mark and Joe are saying 40 is good right now for them.
You guys are crazy.
Yeah, I'm literally my noise floor went from S7 to S9 at my sister's house where the Flex is. Now that may just be her.
I've got 10 over here in Massachusetts with FT8.
Space weather looks good. No X-ray flux. Yeah.
So 40's got an over the thingy radar in the middle of it at the moment.
I have to reprogram this real fast.
A G1
Right on top of packet.
There's a G1 on the space that we're having a minor something going on NOAA space page.
We do have a minor something.
Weak G1 storm just updated.
Okay, hold on.
Levi, was that on space weather? I didn't see that.
Space Weather Prediction Center from NOAA for however long they last.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I just went to spaceweather.com and I didn't see that.
Sierra Whiskey PC.noaa.gov.
Yeah, I got that one. I'll check that one out.
Yeah. That's direct from GOES.
Yeah, the other day we had like 60 to 80 mile an hour winds, and NOAA released a very funny video where they were out trying to launch weather balloons in it.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah, the guy could hardly hold on to the damn balloon.
Oh, I saw that. That was very funny.
It was crazy.
That's when you start hearing.
Oh, hold on.
That's Julius Fusick.
Is the Boulder space weather that report, is that what's the funding situation behind that?
So that is funded via a NOAA grant. However, it's not really useful beyond about 200 to 300 miles from Boulder. And even if you're in the vicinity around Boulder, it's of varying accuracy because declaring band conditions as fair, bad, or good is kind of taking a chainsaw to all the nuance that actually should be occurring with it. It's like trying to fit a square peg in a round hole of, things change, and it's one data point is measured from Boulder. So take it with a grain of salt unless you're super close to Boulder.
Yeah, spaceweather.com, or the other site is the NOAA site is usually the primary resources that we use professionally.
Yeah, Space Weather Prediction Center. .noaa.gov. I'll pull it up and drop the link in chat.
And how about that last SpaceX flight?
How about it, Don?
How about them Yankees?
How about it?
Go Mets.
I mean, the one we were on tipped over, so that was unfortunate. And then they blow up another one on the same day. So,
yeah, that's not good.
It's a trend.
Don, I didn't realize that was what you were doing when you came down here. I know you said you were coming for space, but
well, no, awesome, I mean, yeah, that's planning for something coming up in the future that I can't talk about. But yeah, the one that we launched that we were on that IM2, and unfortunately when it got up there it tipped over, and so they did power our stuff on, and they were able to see that it would come on and boot up and etc., but that's all they could do. They just didn't have enough power.
All right, I am going to take this moment. We're just largely chilling out here. So let's say hi to our friends from the YouTube. So Chris, KD9, YSF, or YSW, are you there, bud?
Yes, I'm here, Josh. How are you doing tonight, sir?
How's it going? You got a new video for us, or what you been working on?
I've been working on a bunch of stuff. Tried doing a portal video last weekend. Lost all my footage, unfortunately. So I just did a short recap of what happened and put that out. But this week's been pretty quiet around here, trying to learn Linux from beginner to expert. That's about it.
Okay, right on. Well, appreciate you coming out. Next, Rob, Digital Rancher, you there, bud?
I am here.
What's going on with you?
Oh man, okay. Buckle up. Everybody buckle up.
I'm buckled.
For all those weeks when you don't have a lot going on, well, I'm going to make up for it this week.
Okay.
All right. The first thing I want to share is that I am gearing up for my first channel giveaway.
Okay.
So I'm in the process of putting everything together, and for people that watch my channel, you're going to recognize many of these items. So the first item that I revealed is an ICOM IC2730, but it's the new one. It's the 2730B.
Okay.
So the catch here, though, is you've got to sign up for the community list.
Okay.
So, you can find that in my YouTube description. And then let me see here. I think I can probably drop it out there in the chat as well. So I've got that going on. The other thing I've got going on is I've just kicked off the beginning of a satellite ground station project. So this is a big project that I'm going to do. It's going to take several weeks and several videos, but I'm going to put out a cement pad, put out a big antenna array, and that's going to be a lot of fun.
That
so
is
I've got
gonna be fun.
that going on. And then finally, so I don't take up all the time here, I just became an AMSAT ambassador.
Oh, wow. That's cool. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. I'm excited about it. I'm going to do my first presentation to a local club here at the end of the month. And if other folks in the DFW area are looking for in-person discussions, talks, presentations about satellite radio, I'm happy to do that. And for those that maybe are not local, I can do them remotely. So
Nice.
That's what I got going on.
All right, so we'll get a meeting going with you so you can explain to me what I need to do. How do I grow my third arm to be able to effectively handheld a satellite QSO with?
Yeah, you got to work on your juggling skills.
Is that what it
is?
is? I got to get those chainsaw. I got to get that chainsaw juggling down right first before I can be an effective satellite communicator.
Exactly.
Okay. I understand.
Yeah. Hey, I'll drop a link out also for the article that I put in my Buy Me a Coffee page. It's a free article that folks can get up to speed on what I'm going to be doing with the satellite ground station as well.
Nice. Excellent. Yeah. Is this a Azel tilt system, the whole 9 yards?
Yes, sir. It's going to do all those things, and going to have some cool bits and bobs that are part of the system, right? You got to have LNAs, you got to have bandpass filters, you got to have
you're going all out.
Things to swap the polarization on your antennas, all those things.
That's awesome. Dude, that's so cool. I will learn from you.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Because I'm curious to do it, but I will have to set something up on my roof, which I think would be fine.
Oh, I got you, buddy. Oh, I got you. Okay, so one of the kind of final pieces to the puzzle, I've been like marinating on this for a while, but at Hamcation, you probably saw them as well. You probably saw Carlson roof towers there.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So they make these really stout aluminum roof towers.
Yeah.
You can either get them in 4 foot, 6 foot, or 8 foot. These things can hold a hex beam. They can hold that antenna array. These things are really beefy. So I'm actually going to be using one of those. I'm going to use it on the ground, right? You can use it on the ground as well, but it certainly works on the roof. That's what they're designed for.
Formerly Glenn Martin, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct, sir.
Yep. I did talk with them. Actually, they've been to a couple of Hamfest now. I got them on my live stream as well, and yeah, I probably have to put another one up there to the chagrin of my wife. I'll put it on the backside where she can't see, and the step IR won't hit it. But that's probably what I have to do.
Yeah, that you got to keep the step IR. You got to give it some company up there.
Well, it's got a lot of company already, buddy. But it always needs
Yeah,
more,
that's true.
right? It always needs more. I love it. Well, Digital Rancher, thanks for hanging out as always. I appreciate you, buddy. All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Next is Don N5 SKT. How's it going, man?
Well, it's going well. Basically, this week was kind of taken up by those things that were going on at work, which kind of ran 24/7 for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I did, and I didn't, for some reason, didn't mention it last week. I got another Hermes clone, or it's not a clone, but I got one of those, and I don't know if you've heard of it, a Square SDR. Oh, and I must mention this. I have to mention this because I did ask, and he said it was okay. Adam built me a couple of things that are just spot on what I wanted. I've wanted an XT60 PDU.
XT60.
Fused.
Okay. Oh, okay.
And the reason is that a number of those smaller amplifiers are all XT60 on the back. And I just thought, well, hell. And Chuck and I have talked about it a while about, geez, it'd be nice if we could switch over everything to XT60. But the problem with that is that there is no there's no PDU. So anyway, Adam was gracious enough to build me a couple, and they look really good and they work really well. And I'll drop a picture of it in the chat. I mean, it's going to be his picture, but because mine are out in the stack. But so I've got that, and I've got those, and they're really great, and I really appreciate Adam doing that for me. And then I've got that that new radio, and then also this week the G106 came in, so I've got those as well. So eventually I will. I've got several videos planned, but yeah, this week has just been completely shot without all of that other stuff. So anyway, I will definitely get back to videos hopefully next week.
Okay, so I was gonna just I was thinking about buying some antennas right now to give away and to do some other stuff. And I'm trying to find Coffee and Ham Radio. What just happened to their website? Is it gone?
It's coffeeandhamradio.com now.
Jody, we need a link.
But it's not Googling correctly. So if I do Coffee and Ham Radio antenna, right?
Frank just dropped it in the Discord.
I know, but I'm saying like people are going to Google this, right? And they don't even show up.
That's a big Jim problem.
That's a big Jim. That's a big Jim. We got to get them.
They
Jeans.
were showing up as Squarespace, and I was talking to Tio about that, and there was nothing really that they could do about it.
All right, so tell me about them that are Ribocovs. Which one is the Ribocov?
The Poseidon, and they're sold out of the new one. The Kronos is all sold out, but the Poseidon antenna, that is the Rybakov, and it is absolutely wonderful. I use it for all my photo activations. I use it at home.
Why'd you tell me about the Poseidon? Is that the one I want?
Yeah, that's the
the other one. You said something was sold out.
The Kronos is a permanent install out in the backyard. I have run 1,200 watts through it.
A vertical. So it's a vertical?
Yes.
Both of them are, right?
Gotcha.
Yeah, the Poseidon is limited to 100 watts sideband and 50 watts digital, and the Kronos is the upgraded higher power version of the antenna, but they're out of stock on the Kronos. There was a limited first run, and they're working on getting more parts in.
Okay. So I might buy a couple of these. So I'm going to try and do, we got a fun thing we're going to try and do for the camp out. So we're gonna do our live stream like normal. But I'm gonna do a giveaway, and I'm gonna try and make it a combo giveaway where it's like available to everybody. And so that's for the people watching, that's for the people that are there, the whole 9 yards. So I have to figure out all the stupid rules that goes along with that. But I'm excited. It may have to be a separate live stream. I don't know. Don't know what's gonna happen. But I'm oh, the Smoking Ape. No, the Smoking Ape. I appreciate that, buddy. I love you. I want to review one. Absolutely, but I'm talking about giving them away. I've always liked your stuff. You know, I've given away a ton of them, so I will continue to do that. I just want to make sure I'm covering you guys and paying for the stuff I'm gonna give away. But thank you for hanging out. Appreciate it. Suggestions? Go ahead.
Yeah, the Poseidon is great if you have a tuner built into your. But if you've got your 705 won't run a Poseidon. It'll run an Apollo much better.
I have an Apollo. Apollo's the NFED, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no, I've got. So I'm talking about a giveaway item. I'm talking about like buying
That's
stuff
what
to
I'm
give away.
saying. But if you're giving something away and somebody needed one without a tuner, one with a tuner.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. You're saying the ones that are tuned for resonance are going to be more universally. Okay. I see. I see what you're saying. I got it.
Yeah, I've got the Artemis before the Apollo, and I have Apollo Envy.
You got Apollo Envy. All right. I mean, they're all good. They're all good stuff, of course. Like I mean,
it's
you
not
guys
about
know.
the antenna. It's about the winder. They say the winder's bigger and better. That's a Jim thing, but anyway.
Interesting. Okay. So anyway, I've got to buy some stuff. Thankfully, I have a couple of partners potentially with some other companies. They're gonna send us some stuff, and I'm gonna try and get some other radios on lock to give away for the camp out. And I want it to be like fun for everybody. So we're gonna try and do it live stream and everything else. It's gonna be fairly chaotic, but the advantage is we're gonna cater the camp out this year so that Leia and I don't have to spend enormous amounts of time cooking. And Leia spent way more time than me cooking, but obviously anytime I'm cooking, I'm not doing the ham radio stuff. So yeah, it's gonna be this is gonna be like the best one. I'm so excited. So excited for the camp out. What's that?
Are the grills light on fire this year?
So that was the first year, Paul. Paul, you were there for that, right?
I was there for that. It was a K6ARK special.
Yeah, no, that was the other guy who lit the grill up. He was working the chicken for us, and the whole thing caught on fire because the grill trap was never cleaned. So the entire bottom of the grill was just grease, and the whole thing caught on fire while I was live.
That's funny.
You can go watch it. It was the one out in Ramona, California. That's awesome. Oh, it's gonna be fun. All right, next.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got sidetracked by my thoughts.
Just real quick, I dropped that picture in the live chat.
All right, we'll check that. Which picture?
The picture of the thing Adam built.
Oh yeah, let's take a look at that real fast. Hold on. Maybe. Oh my gosh, I missed out. So, let's see the. Let's see, Don. Is it the grills? Did Adam build you grills? Is this what he built you? Is this what he built you, Don?
I don't know who dropped that.
Can you tune up the grills? Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah, there's another one too. There's two of them that he built.
That's awesome. Okay, very good. Let's go back over here while I continue. What's going on? Is this working? Yeah, it's working. Okay, good. I had some problems with FT8 last week. Next is Frank, who's returned for maybe we got him for another hour or so. KG6NLW. How's it going, man?
Things are going. Unfortunately, no videos for a while. You know, a little hard to do videos when you're on the road 24/7, 365 almost. Not like TO, but actually working, you know, on a train all the time. But there will be videos
He's
coming.
chilling. He's chilling, right?
Yeah. He's lucky he can do that. I'm
He's
somewhat
lucky
jealous.
he can do that. Yeah, I am too. I'm super jealous. I'm only saying that in the joking way, but I want to
yeah.
I want to have what he has, right?
Oh, absolutely. I was about 1% close to absolutely making the camp out this year, but things got all screwed up. So
Did you say you
may
were
or may not
1%
hear,
close?
like I was 99% for
Oh,
sure coming, and
okay.
then that
That's
1%
nothing,
just
bud.
ruined everything.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
And so I'm making things happen. I have a couple video reviews I have to get published. I have to finish editing them first, which requires time at home to do that. And it's just been there's actually been more videos posted to my videography photography channel than there have been my ham radio channel lately. That's the sad thing about it there. But that's about it from me. I'm glad to be back for just a little bit, and I always try and catch team replay on everyone's live stream so that I can
Oh,
stay
you're too
somewhat
kind.
current as to everything going on.
That's awesome, Frank. Oh, I mean, I'm glad to have you even for a little bit. So thanks for hanging out with us. I appreciate that. I did have a funny happenstance thing happen to me at work. I got there's a person that is a really fantastic guy, and I've been working with him a while. And we were talking about something, and he mentioned I was talking about my kids. He was talking about his kids, and he was like, "Yeah, I got a kid that's graduating. They're working on like production for like." Like more of like a movie, right? Like that type of editing, post-production in particular.
Right.
And I was like, no way. I'm like, would they be interested in like moonlighting on like YouTube videos? And he's like, I don't know. I can ask them. And so I was like, okay, here's my card, and just go look at my stuff. And he's like, what is this? Because most people at my work don't know what the hell I do outside of work. And I'm like, well, I have a little YouTube channel, you know, go take a look, you know, with your child, and let me know what your thoughts are. And I had a talk with them. They're super cool. So I don't know. I might have an editor. Maybe 1 or 2 videos a week would be great. So we'll see how it goes. It was really cool that I found something that was local. That's awesome.
That's absolutely fantastic. Now, if I could just get stuff filmed, that's the key point missing for me right now. I'm working so much that I don't have time to film anything.
Yeah, for me, the all of it, like all of it. So if I think I mentioned that at any point in the day I could be doing something for the channel, and I'm probably behind on many things all the time. There's always something I'm behind on. And so if I could take editing some of my videos off of the schedule, I could catch up on things like QSL cards. Oh my gosh, there's so many people who are like, Josh, why have you not responded to my QSL card?
Oh, yeah.
That would put that right back on the list, right? That would be like, oh, it'd be so amazing to be able to do that. So getting some time back, being able to exchange a little money that works out with everybody sounds like a fantastic way. And by the way, I love editing. I'm a big fan of editing. I've been doing it for over 10 years now. I like it. I have fun exploring that space, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, I can still do that if I want to, but I can let somebody step in and handle one of these things that, you know, takes up a lot of time. So I'm excited. We're gonna,
Josh, if you want, before we move on, I did drop my photography videography channel. It is a lot of it is drone work and checking out small little towns that might not totally get covered all the time.
Okay.
And a little bit of history here and there about them along the way. So far, I've mostly done, when I was at home, I did Cloverdale. I did just up in northern San Francisco Bay. I did video for part of Healdsburg. I still have more planned for that. I've done Williams, California, out in the Central Valley, but it's lots of fun.
Could I
yeah.
make a recommendation on something to do with a drone, like drone videos?
Go for it.
Go record places that are allegedly haunted.
That
with
would
a
be
drone.
interesting.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. And if the windows are open, you just roll the drone right into the house, like into the building.
Oh, I'm still learning the whole drone. I've had it for a while, but I haven't been able to play with it much, so I'm still learning things. And oh yeah, it's something.
Yeah.
And,
that would be fun though.
And you have your 107A.
Oh,
I do not need it because I'm not getting paid for the work.
What if you had a
monetize.
drone? I'm sorry. I'm getting totally geeked out right now. What if you had a drone that had like you strap an EMF meter on the top of it, and you could overlay
the same thing.
You could
Put all
overlay the
sensors on
sensor
it.
data onto
Yeah.
the thing, and then you're like cruising around with the drone, and it was all very drone-like, where it's very stable,
Yeah.
and so it's just like chilling as it's going through. And it's like,
yeah,
dude.
There are systems that actually do that type of mapping exactly like that.
Yeah, the only thing is though on the
We generate heat maps that are very
Heat
very
maps!
similar for SFN, for single frequency networks.
That's where them ghosts are at, where those cold spots are. That's how you get them ghosts. You put it on a drone. We've been doing this wrong the whole time.
If you want to listen to those EMFs, people are going to question the blades turning around versus the voices that you're hearing or recording in the room.
No, you can't
It
do
has to
the
be completely quiet.
What is it? Electronic voice phenomenon.
Yeah, but that's the coolest part. What did they say?
What did they say? Drone arrays. Yeah, you need 1,800 of them in the haunted house. Oh, I love it. All right, Frank. Well, we appreciate you. Hang out as long as you can. You're a great guy. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Of course.
All right. So next is Tim, the Gray Man Poda.
What's going on?
How's it going, dude?
Yeah, doing pretty good. Staying busy. Been doing a lot of live streams just because of that time to edit gets reduced down to zero, and been liking that. Doing these Saturday morning, Sunday morning, go out to the park, drink some coffee, make some contacts. Live streams, which have been pretty good. This morning was interesting. There was a bicycle race going on, bike race going on, road bike race going on in the park. So had those guys racing past me as I was doing it, but staying busy with that, getting the live stream going for the Ham Radio Kids Table.
Yeah, I saw that. Awesome.
That's been going pretty good. Robbie Pitts, Robbie Camp Poda, Whiskey One, RCP. He'll be joining us this Wednesday. He's got some electronics radio projects that he's working on. I believe Aura. Was it N6ARA?
Yeah,
he's going to be joining us the following Wednesday. He put out that video on that antenna and in the design that he was doing and stuff with that. Those are the kind of things that I want to really profile on the kids table, to get people to kind of see that, to use that, wrap their head around it, and have fun with this hobby. So
yeah.
Doing that, and I launched a Discord channel for the community too to go along with that. So
nice.
Trying to figure all the ins and outs of setting up a YouTube or not a YouTube channel, but a Discord channel.
It is challenging.
Oh yeah,
get some good
admins. I can't. I almost forgot. I can't post Discord invites in HRCC. I was going to post the Ham Radio Kids Table Discord.
You might get swatted.
I already did.
Yeah, I might be able to do it.
I'll send it to you.
Okay. Let's see. Can I copy it? Let's see. Can I do this? Will my own server slap me? Let's see. Let's see if I can do this.
It's in your inbox.
No, that is not the right link. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. Let me grab the right link. I'm only doing this for Gray Man, by the way.
Jody, I know.
No, I can. Nobody be atting me about like posting their Discord. By the way, do you know how many Discord links and invites I get like in a week? I get like 3 or 4, and I look at them, and they're like they have 4 members, and it's like I get it. It's hard to start a Discord, but at the same time, it's like, what are we really doing? What are you trying to do? Is this just a vanity thing? Like you just want to own it and control it? Like, okay, fine, go for it. It's going to be a hard slog, but yeah, I'm not joining these 4-member Discords.
No,
so
I'm
you
up
got
for,
18.
Like 30,
you got 18.
35.
You got 35. And I
37 now. 2 more just jumped in.
Okay, I joined it. I joined it as well. So there you go. I'm
38. Here we go. 38.
That was me. I need a special role though. If I'm going to join you, you're going to have to give me a special.
You know
role
it.
Okay.
You know, right now, every time you post a YouTube video, it's gonna drop in the HamTubers.
All right. Very good.
Channel. Heck yeah.
Very good.
I think Josh is a mod on mine. I think.
You could have not given more power to a least deserving person, because I am not a good mod on Discord. I don't understand most of the commands. I do not.
You're fine.
Truthfully, I do not. All right, let's go to the next. Is Mike K&MRD, the Ham Radio Tube. How's it going, man? Uh-oh. He's muted.
How is it already on me?
You're next.
It's a slow night tonight, huh?
No, well, a little bit. Yeah, we didn't have a lot of newcomers or anything. We're all just kind of hanging out. We're doing our hangout
here.
Wow.
Yeah, it's good times. Good times. Yeah. So I would first like to thank Don N5SKT for not interrupting my turn this time, because last week, was it last week? We went off on something, but I had something I wanted to tell you, and it's funny now because of what happened today. So 2 weeks ago, I like War Games just came across my YouTube thread, and I watched War Games.
Oh, like just a couple of days ago?
2 weeks ago.
Oh, 2 weeks ago. Okay.
Or no, it was last week.
Okay.
Because I was going to tell this story last week, but then Don cut me off, and we never came back to me.
I'm sorry.
Then you went to that other guy. So War Games, and then I was thinking of you because at the very end, what's his name? Falcon is like, Joshua, what are you doing? And that just made me think of you.
That's me.
That's all. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then today, you legit had like War Games voice on your computer going.
Yeah.
And we got to hear, would you like to play a game, or whatever the quote is.
Would you like to play a game?
Is it, would you like to play a game, or do you want to play a game? I can't remember. But anyway, so that was funny.
Excellent.
Yeah. Had a great day today.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to ask you, like, what's new and interesting? Like, what new technologies out there in the ham radio space are you excited about?
Dude, I failed hard today.
Whoa,
because not new technology. So the Houston Hamfest was today.
Yes, I know.
So
Jason
I was there,
out there.
and I saw, like, I filmed everything, and then like you go in and you actually look, because you like looking at a Hamfest through a camera is not the same as looking with your own eyeballs.
Totally.
So I'm at the very last aisle.
Yeah.
And I see this rack. Okay, it's a gator case. It's like a soft gator case. And inside this gator case is we're talking 19-inch rack mount stuff, right? There's a West Mountain radio, like power distribution 19-inch rack thing that had an antenna sticking out, and you like could get into it over it makes its own hotspot kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got power poles on the back. It's got like 6 power pole outputs. So 1 power pole in like 40 amps total. So picture like your West Mountain radio rig runners and things. This was the rig runner like 4001i or something like that. And I'm like, and it's in this rack with like a PowerWorks power supply and like a Furman power conditioner with the lights that slide out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just looking at, I've never seen this West Mountain radio rack mounted power pole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I just geeked out on it, and I'm talking to the guy, and then I walk away. Kind of like same experience as with like my VX3R at Hamcation. I just see this thing. I'm like, I want it. I'm hemming and hawing. So we're talking. I'm like, how much do you want for it? He's like, name a price. I'm like, Like, dude, I'm just looking at this thing, and it's probably $500 retail.
Yeah.
And I don't want to insult you. Like, I'm a sales guy, dude. I don't want to insult you. So I'm like, we said our pleasantries, and I walked away. Came back, and I'm like, $50. And he's like, sure.
What?
But then but here's where I go full kid, MRD, stupid idiot.
Mm-hmm.
I start asking questions.
Okay.
I thought the West Mountain Radio thing was the power supply, but it turns out to have it, you got to have like this whole rack, or just you got to plug a power supply into this rack mount thing. And I'm like, what do I really need this for? I don't need it for anything. I can't put it in my music gear because that's all 120 volt or 9 volt.
Mm-hmm.
And what am I going to do with a 19-inch rack mount power distribution box? I just want it because it had power poles on it. So like, it's the end of the show. I'm getting out to my car, and I'm hitting my vape a couple times.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about it because I did my sign off, and I'm like, I didn't buy it.
Okay.
And then after I stopped recording, I'm like, I looked it up. Just the West Mountain Radio thing is like $469.
Yeah.
At DX Engineering.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I could just sell it for so much money. $50 for the entire thing. The Gator case, the power works.
The Gator case is multiple $100 alone.
Dude, I would have made $1,000 easily for $50, and I didn't buy it.
Oh, that's
that
crazy.
Was supposed to be the ending of my video, but I just gave it away now. But whatever, still a fun swap.
Oh no.
I know.
That's crazy. That is crazy.
But I'm just thinking, like, dude, I'm such a minimalist. I don't want more stuff at home, and I'm like, well, I would.
You got
legit
space,
would do
dude. I'd be
nothing
filling
with this.
I'd be filling your whole house with junk, dude.
I don't.
I'd be crazy junking it up.
Josh, I see your workbench.
I'd be junking it.
And my spine cringes. I cannot have disorder in the workplace.
That's the only way my mind works, where it's all junked up.
You and I would be like Dwight Schrute and the other
Jim?
guy in Office.
Jim?
Yeah.
I think it's called The Odd Couple, guys.
Yeah, it's Odd Couple.
Could be that. Two queens. Called
Yeah, two queens. Only in Florida.
Connor and the two queens. It wouldn't even be in the two queens, though. It's just the two queens. So
yeah.
So that's my story. Fantastic. Let's say, I mean, it's just a little Hamfest, but it's cool. And I drove down last night because otherwise I had to wake up at like 4:30 this morning to get down because it's like 2 hours away.
Okay.
Southwest of Houston. So I just slept in my car last night, and I'm absolutely exhausted tonight. But it's all in the name of ham radio, boys.
Yeah. Well, thanks for hanging out, buddy. Appreciate you.
And someone in the comments during the live stream, and I don't think I mentioned or reacted to it, but we had K Murder and K Rifle on the live stream tonight.
Yeah. K Rifle was, dude, that was like when your call sign is backed up by solid imagery that exactly expresses your call sign.
He's like, yeah, I did that.
Yeah. That guy had like a smoothbore black powder rifle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess you can't. I don't know if it was. I guess it could be a rifle. It can't be smoothbored and also be a rifle. So I was
it
wrong
looked like
in saying
Civil
that.
War reenactment to me.
Right, but I mean, they had black powder rifles, but they were rifled, and you had to like really slam the ball down to spin it because a rifle implies rifle.
See, this is the engineer in you, Josh.
You're
thinking way too deep into it, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
He's got a rifle, and his call sign's rifle. That's it.
That's but see, if I don't correct myself, someone will correct me in the YouTube.
Huntsville.
They were still smoothbore. They were still smoothbore in the Civil War.
But that's a musket. You can't call it a rifle because a rifle implies rifling.
But I'm just saying there were still muskets and smoothbores.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Just to be a ham and be pedantic. But
The
anyway.
brown Bess is a smoothbore, and it was a Civil War commonplace rifle. So yeah, I get it. Plenty of other. I mean, Brown Bess was more revolutionary, but they still exist.
What about Black Betty?
How Black Betty, amber lamps. Yeah.
Were they cousins or?
I actually had the pleasure of restoring a Civil War era Brown Bess about 1.5 years ago.
What does that look like? Like the furniture work has to the biggest amount of time, right?
Yeah, it is. Because the moment any moisture gets added into the wood, the wood starts to go. It is a rather labor-intensive process.
So what is that? Like you have to completely
slowly.
strip it? You have to strip it down to nothing? Or like, what, did you like just refurbish it to make it sustainable? Or did you...
Oh, no. I actually went through the whole process of...
You stripped it?
I stripped it completely down. I went to the Civil War Trust and got original parts that were all battlefield finds, re-outfitted the gun, and then did the best that I could to try to get it to a firing state. It's going to be a wall hanger, but...
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me make sure I understand this. You went to a place that sells recovered pieces of rifles from the Civil War to use as replacement pieces in the lock for the gun?
Well, yeah, and actually it was a brass nipple cover is really what I needed specifically from
for the percussion cap?
Battle of Shiloh. Yes. Yep. Because it was a very rare brown Bess. It actually happened. They produced that particular brown Bess for only 1 year, and it was as they were moving over to the Lee Enfield pattern rifles. So there was basically a year, same year that they had the Tower Arsenal fire, where they were having these certain type of bore was being put into them, and then they were percussion cap, but they didn't actually use the Lee Enfield pattern percussion caps and the appropriate hardware for them. They were a special non-welded, still drilled hole. It was a whole process. Anyways, I had the pleasure of restoring that firearm, and it was originally, they manufactured it, and then it was sold to the Irish, and then the Confederates, when they came over, bought a bunch of them, and then it was a battlefield pickup after the war.
Okay, three things. I take that back. First, Corpse Lot, thank you for the gifted memberships. Stephen Reynolds, thank you for the gifted memberships. And now I have to put into perspective here. So I've restored like a muscle car. I restored a Ford Mustang. And you can go find old new stock of parts for old classic cars. You know, at the time it was in the 90s, so you're talking like 40 years back. That's not that far. But you're talking about people that have recovered parts of rifles from the Civil War that are being sold for refurbishing guns from the Civil War. That is crazy to me. That is nutso. That is I don't know how to put like the time aspect of that. Yeah, don't shoot that. Yeah, obviously. Well, no, it's black powder. Black powder can probably handle it. Is the barrel fine, or is it all in good working order?
Yeah, so I bore scoped the whole barrel and actually measured the barrel out. Yeah, I measured the barrel out, and then metallurgically it was fine. There was a pretty significant amount of surface rust, but the good news is that once the rust had gotten on there, the rifle actually still looked like it had been blued, even though it wouldn't have been blued traditionally. The rust actually formed, well, I mean, that's all bluing is, basically controlled rust.
Yeah, it's oxidation.
But it had a blued layer on it from natural rust, and then as I peeled
from firing
that off,
it and the heat cycle, that's crazy, dude. That is crazy. Dude, that's super cool. I did not expect that to just pop into the after chat. That's amazing. I didn't even know that people do that. I didn't even know people did this.
Well, yeah, I mean, in terms of like it used to be very inexpensive. A great hobby was kind of amateur gunsmithing, back where you could buy surplus rifles fresh out of the Cosmoline and then go through and restore them back to what they would have been. I did that a lot as a kid. Actually,
I did that with a
I got into radio.
I got a Nagant that was covered in Cosmoline. Did the whole trash bag, simple green solution, all that stuff. You know, I get it. I get it.
That's how I started out. Simple green on Mo's and Nagant.
Is that the moist nugget? Yeah. That's how most people started. I get it. Mike from Winton. Hi, Josh. Tested for General Online with the HRCC VE team and passed. Congratulations. And again, they were the best. Thanks again for your encouragement to attain General. So good for you, man. Now, I have to go back because I feel like we might have stepped on one Mike Ham Radio Tube. Mike, I think we stepped on you a little bit. Is there anything left to say?
Feelings.
I will not step on you again, man.
No.
Never going to happen again.
We're good. I think I've said I'll think of what I want to say next after it's not my turn anymore. So no, I'm good. I'm good. How
All
are
right.
you, Josh?
I'm doing
No
good.
one ever asks you that.
Everybody asks, what is it? What was the joke about the dog? The meme.
You lost me there, buddy.
So everybody says, "Who's a good boy?" But nobody ever asks, "How's a good boy?"
Mm-hmm. So really quick, then, I used to listen to Tom Likas.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
know.
radio guy.
Yeah.
And when he would answer the phone, I'd be like, "Hey, Tom, how are you?" And he'd be like, "Do you care?" That was his whole shtick.
There's another.
My name's. Go ahead.
There's another YouTube like call-in show that I watch that they ask like, when somebody says how you doing, the guy says never had a bad day, and that just pisses everybody off. Whenever he says it, never had a bad day. Lars, you're way low.
I should start using that.
Never had a bad day.
Never had a bad day.
Never
I
had a
have,
bad day.
though.
Of course you have. That's the joke. Is never had a bad day.
I worked retail, man. I had a lot of bad days.
Of course you have.
All
That's
right.
the joke. That's why it's funny.
I'll let you have your show back.
Thank you very much. I do have I noticed while looking at your channel here, we got a lot of Armalock. I have an Armalock, and I have actually a.
There's 2 videos. You're just looking at the.
Yes, I know. I'm seeing
Looking at it
multiples
weird.
of the same ones, but I have an Armalock. I have, but mine's on an 857. The other radio, and I have a question I have to ask because I don't know. I don't know that it's like fully. Like, do we discuss it? Do we just ignore it? I don't know, but I'm gonna go to the next person on the list here, and then we'll come back around to that. They always ask. There it is. I found it. I found it.
Leaving the cliffhanger.
Yeah. We gotta leave it on a cliffhanger. Stick around, guys. They always ask, "Who's a good boy?" Never, "How's the good boy?" That's right. That's right. All right. Next is. Okay, so we got 2 marks. So I'm gonna go with Boondock Echo Mark first.
Oh, you skip it. Oh, see, I see how it is, Josh.
Lars, I'll get back to you. Hold on.
Did I hear Boondock Echo?
Did you? How long you been in the chat?
No.
Lars. Were you there the whole
Boondock
time?
Echo.
Shoot. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead. You go to Mark.
I'm
or
sorry.
One of the
I'm
marks.
sorry. All right, Mark Boondock Echo. Go ahead, buddy. What have you been up to?
Did somebody say
I was just
Boondock Echo?
thinking, Josh.
It should be possible for somebody who fought in the Civil War to have been an amateur radio operator.
It is. It is possible.
I don't know that anybody wasn't alive back then, but yeah, time flies.
I think they're collecting Social Security checks.
They could be. They could be.
The last Civil War pension was ceased about 10 years ago.
So, Boondock's going pretty well. We're still trying to work some final bugs out before we release a 100% 3D printed or buy off Amazon, eBay, or AliExpress scanner edition, where you don't have to buy anything from us. It's in the spirit of open source. You just buy it all, put it all together, and connect to our servers if you want to.
Wow.
But it's only receive, and you lose a lot of the features, like the SD card you don't really need anymore. There's no real speaker on it, although it's open source, so you can modify and you can add all those things back in. It's just in the files we're releasing, they're not there. So all of our international friends can join the Boondock Echo pay-as-you-go club.
There you go. Very good. I like to hear that. That's awesome.
We've also got an Edge server, although that is a lot buggier than it needs to be. So you don't have to use our servers anymore, too. But getting that one working turns out to be a little bit trickier. It just wants to break every other minute. But we're working on it. We're getting there. And then our corporate clients are helping support us. And yeah, hopefully we'll have a video out here with the 3D prints for the scanner people. And anybody who's like, who wants the hassle, we are going to sell some more Boondock Echoes. We don't know what's going to happen with tariffs and duties and the de minimis shipping fiascos and all that. But there will be more to buy here very quickly.
Excellent. Yeah, you got to be going through some stuff right now. I appreciate that. That's got to be a pain. So, all right.
Well, we appreciate it. We knew it was coming, but we'll make it. We'll be okay. So thanks for the opportunity. Glad to talk to everybody, and hope everyone has a good week.
Right on, right on. Okay, so next we have Mark. Soda Plus is a new content, well, newish. He's been around for a little while. He's a buddy of mine here in Southern California. How you doing, Mark?
Hey, Josh. Real good to hear you. Doing great and been very busy this week.
What's been going on?
Well, first of all, I love social things, and I just got back. I'm going to drop this in the chat from a birthday party, a 70th birthday party, where almost all of the SoCal soda operators got together at the Congregation Ale House and shared some ales after activating mountains in the area. So that was pretty cool.
I see Adam in there.
Yeah, we got Adam, we got Umesh, KK6TXI, my battery guru. We've got Bill, M6MTB. We got the Ham Ninja, N1CLC, Mike, KN6EZE, the guy who runs the SoCal Soda meetups. So, yeah, I mean, this is a who's who of who's in Southern California, including WB6POT, 5 out of the last 7 years, the #1 soda chaser in America.
So I just want to point out that for all these people that are watching this right now, most of these people hike more than you do.
That is absolutely true.
And they put down way more miles than you could ever want to put down.
Yeah, so that's actually one of the things I was working on. I spent the weekend out with Peter, who's not just a great chaser, he's also a really good hiker. And we earned 21 soda points in one afternoon by doing 3 mountains together, including in the snow. So that was pretty cool.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So I filmed it. We'll have a video of that coming out at some point if I ever get myself to learn DaVinci Resolve. I'm trying to get off Adobe Premiere because that piece of software is troublesome.
Ah, okay. There's a lot of people using DaVinci Resolve. It's a good editor.
It's better software. And then the last thing I've got going on this weekend is tomorrow I'm taking a whole bunch of newly licensed hams who have never done POTA, and we're going to take them out and show them field operations at one of our local parks. So hoping to get some people on the air for the very first time.
Right on, man. That's awesome. Great to hear that. Very cool. Well, appreciate you what you're doing out there on the YouTubes. Keep doing it. I love it. I love watching it. And is your wife going to go and do another soda again, or is she going to take a little break because now she hit her 10? And where are we at now?
Yeah, she did hit her 10. She's actually decided her current project is to learn how to code. So she's not just doing the day job. She's also learning how to do programming for the first time.
Wow.
And it turns out recursive functions are a real nuisance. So that's been keeping her off the peaks. But we'll get her out there again soon. The cat is raring to go.
Recursive functions are great. I don't know what you're talking about.
Recursion is your friend.
Yeah, recursion is your friend, man. I don't know what. It's not the do loop. The do loop's not the problem.
No,
recursive functions are a whole different world. That's a sit down and have a little think type of situation.
Well, I told her she should just be grateful she doesn't live in the age of go-tos.
Well, you're definitely not recurring on a linear type system like that.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, been a great week, and to top it off, I got extra, so it's been good. Thanks for having me on, Josh.
Congratulations, man! Good job. All right,
definitely took me like 24 years.
So I think next. Oh, so actually, there's more than one. Okay, next is Lars Corpsalot, who started his own YouTube channel recently. I mean, he's been on YouTube and live streaming for a long time, but he's
many YouTube channels,
many live streams. But he's doing the ham radio thing now. So how's it going, man? What have you been up to?
The last time we spoke, I was mentioning about the Meshtastic stuff and the nodes I'm working on. Currently, I am putting together a site to put them up there for sale.
Mm-hmm.
That's my other channel.
It is.
That's
what's the new one?
That's not the Ham Radio Journey.
That's it. God, I just know you by Corpse a lot.
Yeah, that's my other channel. That channel is pretty much dead right now. I don't really do anything there anymore. Nope, not that one.
What?
That's a faux. That's an imposter channel.
You know, Frank would have had it in the chat.
Wait, which
already.
one is it? Ham Radio Journey.
Oh,
that's it. Is this it? Yeah, that's it. Totally.
There you go.
And I already subscribed to that one. So there you go. And I'm going to drop my link as well.
Josh from Ham
we
Radio
did an
Crash.
interview. But go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, we did do an interview. Unfortunately, during that interview, I realized afterwards, I don't know if you saw it, my noise gate was all screwed up on my microphone. Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like I haven't done this before. And I
It's
should know
almost
better,
like we've
but-
never picked up a camera or recorded
Yeah.
anything ever.
But I was able to salvage it.
Good.
It was salvageable. No, but so what I'm doing is I'm working on a site right now to try to put together something for the Meshtastic nodes that I'm building. But what I'm going to do also, instead of just putting them up there for sale, I'm going to include basically the bill of material for all the parts with links, so people can just buy the parts and build it themselves if they want to. Just because it's like, hey, if you don't, I know that the mentality is like, well, I don't need you, I can build it myself. All right, here's the parts.
Yeah,
go ahead. I'll just here's a list. Here's a link to all the parts that I'm going to be buying anyway. And then if you want me to put it together for you, it's an extra $100. And that's basically what it's going to turn into.
There you go.
So I'm working on a video for that to show that off, and I'm working on building another unit to send to you. So you can
nice.
have them.
Cool.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm excited for that. That's going to be fun to be able to talk about that and get higher up, because right now I have not put a good outdoor station for the Meshtastic up, and I definitely need that because our SoCal setup is crazy. I get mad signals, but I can't get out, and getting outside is going to be the solution for that. I just know it.
Yeah,
So,
I'll have
very
one
excited.
for you probably within the next. Give me like 2 or 3 weeks. You should have it.
Sounds good, man. Anything's good. I appreciate it. All right.
And that's all I have.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
Well,
you.
appreciate you, man.
Hey, Lars, I gotta apologize. As the guy behind the list at times, I didn't know you were part of the YouTube community. Welcome.
Oh, yeah. You started making these videos recently. 2 weeks ago was your first video.
This is a recent
Yeah.
channel, so I don't fault anyone for not knowing this doesn't exist. I just recently started like a month ago.
Oh, you just got a sub from me.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Excellent. That's awesome. Let's refresh.
I've
Let's refresh.
been doing YouTube since 2007.
Oh, yeah, and you're like right there next to me.
I was on it when it was called Google Video.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way.
Yeah, me too.
Back in the day.
Yeah. All right. I need to take a restroom break, but I heard that there is someone who snuck in here. Is it Bill? Ham Radio Tectonics?
No way.
Bill snuck in there. What's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you run this for me, man, while I go use the restroom here?
We'll let somebody more capable like Frank run it, but I'll run my mouth a little.
You run your mouth away, buddy. Go ahead. I'll be right back.
Hey guys, this is Bill, Ham Radio Tectonics, Kilo Zero Whiskey Hotel Whiskey. And I'm just sitting here perusing through the Uber Eats DoorDash, trying to figure out something to eat in Augusta, Georgia this late at night. I didn't think I was going to make it, so I'm glad I caught you guys. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you guys. I heard Mike's voice in there. What's up, Mike?
Playing some FT8, watching a live stream. How the hell are you, buddy? Good to
Nice.
hear you.
I'm good, man. I saw your last couple videos. Very interesting stuff. If I could be jealous, I'd be Armorlock jealous because I'm still looking for that upright Tech Prepper a la Tech Prepper bag for my 705. Now they get cage for the 75, a great battery setup, but no real bag. So
Yeah.
I'm looking for that.
Yeah, I'm just not that high maintenance. I just throw a radio in a bag and go.
That's kind of what I do too, man. Yeah. But I just want to look pretty,
Oh, I understand.
So to be like all the rest of you guys in school, with the right, you got to have the right lunchbox, man, or else.
Dude, you got to have the right trapper keeper.
See,
That's what it's all about.
You got to have that metal lunchbox, though. You can't have that plastic crap.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
the metal
always
lunchbox.
brown bagged it.
Yep. So you guys that have followed me with this, I know I'm boring the heck out of you guys, but I'm really having a good time with this power supply in this little case. And sure enough, I don't know anything about AC except, just plug it in the wall. Well, you got to plug it in the wall right way. So I plugged it in the wall and promptly blew it up. it just popped. It didn't blow up. And I guess I didn't realize with AC you still have to, of course I knew that in the back of my head, capacitors, et cetera, you have to pay attention to polarity. So evidently I'm thinking no matter how I would have plugged it in, it would have still worked. But I had attached a ground, which means that I probably plugged it in the wrong way. But anyway, I got a new one and it's working, so I'm excited about that. I had to wait for one to come in. My girlfriend at Amazon visits my house a lot, and she brought me another one. And then I got an antenna. People are going to
say your girlfriend is Amazon?
Amazon's my girlfriend, man.
I love it. All right. Alexa. It's Alexa.
I understand.
No, Amazon. Screw Alexa. She just talks. Amazon brings stuff.
Yeah.
And she cleans out my wallet just like a girlfriend. So
it's your sugar mama.
It's not a sugar anything. She's
You're
taken.
her sugar daddy.
Yeah.
I'm Amazon's sugar daddy. But I got a new project. It's an antenna you would normally find on a house, and I'm going to put it on the green ham machine. People are going to say I'm nuts, but I'm going to ball with it. I'm going to have a ball with it. So that's the next thing up on my channel. But
Can I be the first just to say balderdash? Everyone else is gonna call you nuts.
Oh, they're going to call me nuts if they don't already call me.
Balderdash.
And how many people hate the fact? So lately, because I'm working on watch time hours, but I also figured, George had the Geocron guy on, and I've had a Geocron for a couple of years. And about a year and a half, I picked it up after seeing it at the Hamvention or Hamcation. I thought it was cool, but I've kind of kept it back because I didn't want to he's just showing off. And that's not the case. But I wanted to learn after this Ham Radio Workbench podcast. I decided I want to learn more about it, and I figured why not share it, and also why not get one more watch time hour, because that seems to be what I just can't get on my channel. So I've been posting the Victron with maximum usable frequency and basically the ham layers. So I've been running those and trying to learn more about it. But that's about it, man. Josh is back, and I have run my mouth the whole time.
You did, man. That was awesome. Thank you. Thank you for helping out.
Good to see all you guys, or good to hear all you guys.
Full quieting there, Bill.
Full quiet. Into the repeater.
Later, man.
Thank you. There was a question that came in from Rob. It says, anyone in the group tried those passive Z-Match antenna tuners? Are they decent or junk? I don't even know what this is. Is anybody familiar with this? Where's Steve?
It probably is just a Z-Match that isn't active. So,
I mean,
it's like a manual one.
I don't even know. Like, I need a link or something to pull up.
I just stepped away. What is a passive? I think they mean non-automatic. Z-Match is just an impedance match, I'm gonna guess.
So what is it?
Just what they mean. So it's a manual tuner.
It's a manual tuner?
I'm gonna guess it's a manual tuner, unless somebody corrects me. But Z, being impedance match,
it's a manual tuner.
Okay.
So
yeah, we like them. They're great.
I love them.
They are fantastic.
The Armstrong method.
Yeah, it's just instead of having a tapped coil, it's basically a transformer with several taps.
So
only two taps.
Did he Google what is the longest way to say manual antenna tuner?
Yeah,
I feel
like that's directly from an Alibaba direct translation, and they took it.
That's where you have like the impedance taps, and then you have the two sliders for the antenna and the transmitter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, I get what he's. Okay, these guys. Yeah, these are great. The MTech ZM2s. The multiple options. Yeah, that's just a manual tuner, man. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just be careful with the amount of milliwatts you put through those.
They're for QRP.
15 15 watts max, but we don't know if that's carrier or PEP or
But
what.
they're generally for QRP. Like when I see these, this is somebody doing like Morse code QRP in the field somewhere is when I see these. So yeah, they're fine. They're fine.
People operate under 1500 watts. What are y'all, poor?
Yeah, I mean, what's that?
It's called elevation.
Exactly.
Elevation plus
to the Duga feed.
Yeah, elevation plus power. That's how you win contests.
Elevation plus power.
Well, Levi, you do know QRP is anything from 0 watts to 1499, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
What you said.
All right. Well, we got through everybody. I'll take another round of questions or newcomers. Did we get any newcomers that have just been holding tightly, like waiting to say hi? So anybody new for the first time would like to say hi or ask a question, come forward. But then questions across the board. Anybody, anywhere. What's going on?
So I have a question, Josh.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
All right, so I actually have two questions, but I'll go with the first one first.
You son of a bitch. I'm just kidding.
So I am planning on getting extra sometime this month, right?
Okay.
And there's a vanity call sign that I saw is coming off of the 2-year cooldown at the end of next month that I'd like to apply for. So my question, I guess, is for the guys that are VEs or have any experience with this. I know you're supposed to wait the 2 years and the 1 day, but when should I basically mail them my stuff and have it like hit the door to try and ensure that I'm like the first person that's applying for the vanity call sign?
There's like a whole tactics with this.
Hold on, I'll pull it up.
Yeah, there's a way you're supposed to do this to be the most effective. By the way, our admin, one of our admins, Chris, is like a call sign, just constantly changing call signs.
Yeah.
By the way,
big
that
thing-
that cable was totally dead. I just ripped the HDMI off of the end of it, so that's sucks.
So like the big thing is here. You have to apply the day it opens. So if it opens, let me just pull some random.
I think it's 6 a.m. Eastern, so you need to have it in at like 6 a.m. 001.
So, a couple things. The servers reopen at 2 a.m. Eastern because they go down from midnight to 2 a.m. Eastern to do processing. Secondly, everything that comes in on the same day is stamped the same. They are given equal preference within the time. There is no time stamp. It's just everything on that day is given equal weight.
Random.
Yeah, it is everyone who comes in on that day gets the same preference. You get, there's a lottery system to it. Don't mail it in. Apply via ULS or CORS, whichever one it is, because the FCC no longer accepts paper applications. Yeah. But
So,
you want to apply on the first day it opens. So if it like K1CX, it opens 2026 September 18th of 2026. You want to apply anytime between 2 a.m. Eastern and midnight or 11:59 p.m. Eastern on September 18th of 2026.
There you go.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, like this is a tried and true process. People have been doing this to snake all kinds of great call signs for a long time. So just follow what they do, and you might score a good one.
Yeah, there's a good one that's coming up next month. So I want to make sure.
Tell no one.
At least I did. Yeah, I'm definitely not telling anyone.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But can I go with my second question? Is that fine?
Yeah, sure.
So I got an amplifier, and now I am having the reverse that I was having before. Now I noticed that basically I know for a fact that people in Europe and Western United States can hear me, but I can't necessarily hear them. I can hear their I can hear the bits of a voice, but I can't actually make it out. So
You're an alligator.
I still do refuse to put up a tower. So my question is, what would be like the best receive antenna, I guess you could say,
a beverage?
How much space do you have?
Yeah, exactly.
I was just going to say beverage, but what? Yeah. So what bands and how much room do you have?
Bands, it could be pretty much any band. I can right now I have 160 through 6 up. So I could do any band from 160
No.
to 6.
I think he's asking like what
space,
bands is where you're experiencing the
8 acres?
alligator.
Okay, so for 160, 80, and 40 build beverages, flat out, there's W8JI is the only source to trust on beverages. Don't listen to anyone else. As to 20, 15, and 10, because WARC bands aren't real, put up a tower.
Yeah,
that's it.
You'll need something with some directivity above 20 meters. But I've run many beverages, and it's a very difficult antenna to beat when it comes to low bands, especially 160, 80, and 40. They're a wave antenna. They're fairly immune to noise. You can build, if you have the room, you can actually run phased beverages in the same direction. You can run multiple beverages in various directions, so you can switch between them to cover. Yeah. In fact, Tom Roush, W8JI, who Levi mentioned, if you on his webpage is a map of the antenna layout, and it is just positively insane, the amount of antenna acreage he has and towers. And we're talking about Roan 65G he runs for some of his curtain arrays because they're so large. So, but yeah, all day long a beverage if you want directivity and noise-free operation. But it's all about receive. Power is easy. It's all about receive.
Agreed. Yeah, power is easy.
Here,
that was
grabbing
pretty much
a picture from Tom Roush's site. For this is what everyone should be trying to build. It's the first picture. He has, I believe, 34 beverages. 34.
Oh, he's got like 10 or 12. And if you look at the layout, you'll notice that they're paired. That's because they are phased beverages in each direction.
Yeah, so if I remember correctly, he has 34 beverages.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, and he can, like, for this is the same guy who built a curtain array and has an ERIP of about 200 kilowatts on 40 meters.
An ERIP, is that some kind of Beyblade thing?
Effective isotropic radiated power.
I'm kidding.
I was about to say, hold on now, don't make me start bullying you.
It's Beyblades, dude. It's Beyblades. He's got the ERIP.
Sorry, I'm not that old.
My kids like Beyblades.
That's true.
Okay, so there you go. God, the right answer is whatever. Okay, so they gave you the like pro gamer, prestige class level answer, right? Beverage antennas, high towers with massive beams and stuff like that. Yeah, that's gonna help you out a ton. Honestly, though, the best thing you should do is just go around your house and do a noise clearance thing. Like if you got noise generators, get rid of the noise. You might be surprised that there's some kind of dumb noise generator that's causing RFI on your receiver that you can't work DX because of it. And you just have to go kill that device, and then all of a sudden you'll be able to hear the UK. Maybe not for you, but it might be for someone watching us right now. So just keep that in mind. Oh yeah, Steve, where were you on rhombics? Aren't you the rhombic guy?
I am a fan of rhombics, but for receive. So when I had my rhombic when I lived in Maine, I did have my receives were beverages.
Oh really? Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You want low noise. If you want low noise directivity, that's the way to go.
I do. I want low noise and directivity, but I have 5,000 square feet in my property.
I hear you.
So I'm not doing that.
Average 6-LAN problem.
Common 6-LAN problem.
There is a company, and I have no affiliation with them, but there is a company. There's an antenna that was designed by Jeff Mendenhall. In the commercial RF world, Jeff Mendenhall is a god. I forget his call offhand, but he designed an antenna called the called the BevFlex, and it's an antenna that's designed. It's built using RG6 Quad 6, and it's very cool the way it works. It uses the outer shield as the antenna, and the transformer turns turns that wave voltage around on the center conductor, and then there's 2 runs that come back to your house, so you can locate that box, the interface box, anywhere along the line, and then bring both of those runs back and switch between. If it ran east-west, you could select it between east and west. The cool thing about his antenna is that you can run it on the ground. And the nice thing, and they call it a bog. It's a beverage on ground.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about a bog is the velocity factor changes. So your 200-foot run, which is what along one side of my property, I have around 210 feet. It actually electrically becomes like a 300-foot antenna, or a 300-foot beverage. It's reduced gain, but you can make up for gain very easily because the noise floor is so low. So I like the DX Engineering, the LPA. I think it used to be the LPA 1. I don't know what they call it now, but that push-pull
dropped it in chat.
Yeah, that push-pull amplifier is the quietest thing on God's earth. That is probably one of the best HF amplifiers, period.
Whiskey 8 Golf November Mike is his call.
Yes, that's it. And but anyways, that is a great system. I know some friends that have installed that and have had really good success with that.
Very good. All right, I got to go back here. Let's see. Question.
What about multiple DX commanders?
They can phase. You can phase them. He has a phasing kit that you can get.
You could put together a cardioid, but remember, it's the thing about doing that is that unless you're varying spacing and phase ratio and spacing, it's good on 1 or 2 bands. It's basically you're at the mercy of whatever the phasing harness is that you decide to build into the array. Once you fix them in spacing and electrical spacing, you can't change that. So all you can change is the phase and amplitude between those two, or pretty much the phase between those antennas. And depending on frequency, you may or may not have 1 null, 8 nulls, 6 nulls. It's basically at the mercy of whatever the geometry works out to.
All right, I gotta do something really quick. So Kyle O'Malley, I don't even know if you're watching right now. What happened to the HRCC camp trip in Ramona? Camp trip Ramona was the first trip. The second trip was Silverwood Lake, and we're going back to Silverwood Lake for the 3rd year. That's the one that's coming up in May. Silverwood Lake is everything we wanted Ramona to be. It is even. It's so good. It's such a good campsite for like a whole group of people. So that's where we're going back to, is Silverwood Lake. So there's that. I had to answer that question. So, okay. Let me come back down here because somebody said something. Where was it? It was the other side. They can hear everybody, but they can't get out. And so then what do? So let me find the exact question. Where did it go? Holy crap. I'm scrolling through the chat like crazy here. Don't forget Rhombix. Oh, there it is. What if I can hear the DX but can't get through to them? More power? ? So it depends on what your antenna is. But most likely, yeah, you need more power. At that point, you're not the alligator.
Fun way to get 5 dB of gain. Put on a YL voice, the highest pitch voice you can do. Make it sound kind of sweet.
Put a voice changer. Do a voice changer.
Literally like Papa Japan. Works every time.
I'm definitely guilty of this.
Yeah, I have a drag voice that I throw on to bust pile-ups.
I paid a $5 voice actress to actually do my entire CQ call for me.
That is awesome. That is brilliant.
I guess that's my problem, because every time I try and do this, I have a voice that's more like divine, and then I don't make any contacts.
I was trying to work
wait.
KJ6ER. He's out in California. It was like 10 meters, and I just couldn't bust in. So I'm like, Kilo 8 Micro Mu Delta. got in. Swear to God.
Hey, I mean, Josh, if it's divine, sometimes you got to do it.
Mike,
I don't know if you have enough power.
Nobody got that. Levi got it. Levi got it. Nobody got it.
Mike, all you got to do for Greg, the key way to get Greg, all you got to do is woohoo in a very high pitched voice, and you will get him.
Hey, big boy, I like your
I don't
antenna.
need tips on how to get Greg. Okay, Frank.
Hey, big boy, I like your CQ call.
He'll pull the woohoos before anything else almost.
I have his phone number. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Fair enough.
Hey, big boy, I like your CQ call. You want to work me?
But to the point of the question, he's saying he can hear the DX, but they're not hearing him. So yes, it's likely a power problem in your case. In this exact case, with the antenna and everything you got going, it is likely power.
What an awkward conversation to run into. Just saying.
Yeah, a little bit, right?
That's basically how I got to my issue now of not being able to receive everyone that can hear me now, is because I was having that issue, went to an amplifier, and now I can't hear everyone, but they can hear me.
I guess this conversation is better than the one we were having earlier where we were talking about Shane and his brother.
What?
Hey, I have a comment on that.
What?
Your receive side of your amp, you might have an issue where it is attenuating coming back in through the amplifier.
Yeah, but that's not normal. You typically hear that because you can't hear anything. Amplifier relays clicking in and out is typically something you can very much hear, because when you turn the amp on, you immediately lose all of your noise. You lose everything on the band, and it's just a dead band. It's not going to be like I can hear some stations or not, and they're like right at the noise. It's going to be I can't hear a damn thing if the amplifier's having keying issues.
I'm not talking about that. I'm literally talking about just a regular attenuation. Because I had a tuner do this on Winter Field Day. It went tits up, and for whatever reason, I couldn't hear. I took the tuner out of my system. It should have been a straight bypass through it.
No, that's literally
idea.
That's what literally Levi is saying, is your relays are clapped down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, tuners are passive devices. They don't actively click in and out when you TX because you need them for both RX and TX. Amplifiers have separate RX and TX circuits. So when you RX, you're bypassing the amplifier and the RF deck, and it just goes straight from in one relay out the other. When you TX, you ground out the signal line, which opens two relays and forces the RF through the RF deck, amplifies it, and then sends it back.
Yeah, so you were like clapped down and it didn't let go because it needed to let go to receive. Or whatever. It could be latching the other way. I don't know. But all right. Well, I have as much. Literally, I could sit here. What was it? Last after chat, we went till like 11 p.m. I can't do that. I have to go tonight, unfortunately, because I got a Cub Scout thing.
Don't go, please.
I have to go because I got a Cub Scout thing. I got to pull out fishing rods and get tackle thrown out, and we got to also backpack tomorrow. So it's all the things that I like, and you better believe I'll be doing some ham radio while I'm out there. So look for me. I'll probably be doing CQ, but sorry, not CQ. I'll probably be doing CW, but I'll be chasing because I won't be at a park. Unfortunately, it's not a POTA place we're going to. Neither a summit, but yeah. So look out for me there a little bit, I guess.
Well, we haven't caught up on movies and TVs in a long time, Josh.
So okay. There's two things I've been watching pretty religiously. Is the Silo. You guys have watched Silo? Did you end up catching up on Silo, anybody?
Oh, it's a great show.
Do not talk about season 2. I haven't watched it.
Okay, yeah. Silo is awesome.
There season 2? That's on Apple, isn't it?
Yeah, it's season. I finished season 2 a couple weeks ago. It's very good. Right. And then of course Severance. Everybody's watching Severance right now, right? I hope.
Yeah, I'm hearing things about that too. That show was amazing.
Yeah,
and
it's really good.
Reacher, huh?
The
No
cliffhanger in Silo,
Reacher season
though.
3.
I haven't watched Reacher. I do need to go back and watch the new season 3. I haven't even watched season 3.
I've watched a few episodes, but it's like I'm getting a little, I don't know, bored with it, I guess.
Season 2 with a different it's season 2 in a different year.
How many
Yeah.
problems can you solve by just being incredibly big?
Well, they have an even bigger guy in
phrasing?
it.
Oh well.
Phrasing? Question mark?
Yeah, but that's literally Reacher. Reacher is the story of a man who's incredibly big, and he solves problems by being so big. Like that is the entire show.
Well, I guess we shouldn't tell you about the new guy who's 7'2".
Well,
the books were much different, and I think the books were much better.
You know what the
John
crazy?
Burke, what'd you say about me?
Again,
We're just done with phrasing here.
My favorite, yeah. I'm just embracing it at this point. My favorite thing about Reacher is this is a role Tom Cruise played.
Yeah, I know.
The Scientologist ruined him.
Dude, it's like, but he's like 5'6". He's like 5'6". It's not
5'3", I think.
Yeah,
is he
how did that casting
5'3"?
decision get made?
That's what I've heard.
Literally,
But-
the books are about a man who is incredibly large. Like that is what Reacher is.
Exactly.
He's
Well-
a brick house of a person.
Y-
And
y-
you're like,
5'7".
you know who's the right person to play this? Tom Cruise. You're like,
Tom Cruise is 5'7".
bro.
Oh,
Oh, he's 5'7"?
5'7".
Okay, yeah.
That's what they want you to believe.
And then the thing is, though, in Reacher this time, there's a guy in there that literally dwarfs him.
Depends on if he's standing or sitting on Oprah's couch.
That's the equivalent of Conan the Destroyer, where Wilt Chamberlain was the larger man, because they were like, Conan is huge. We need a huger guy, and they're like, get Wilt Chamberlain. It was Wilt Chamberlain, right? Am I right on Conan the Destroyer? Was that who played that character?
I think you're right.
Yes, it was. It was.
Yeah.
Wilt Chamberlain, was Andre the Giant also in there?
No, that was Princess
No,
Bride.
but Grace Slick was in that.
Yeah, but there is a picture of him, Arnold, being held
Grace
up
Slick.
by...
Grace. Oh boy, what's her name? Grace Slick. Grace. Oh boy, I can't think of her name now.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, though. I got the picture in my mind. I just cannot.
Yeah, I can't think of her
I'm gonna
name.
do something right now. I'm gonna turn this off for a second. Hold on.
Oh, great. Kelly.
See, that's what
Grace
I'm talking
Kelly.
about, Josh. We have not had a chance to catch up, but we know you got to go.
Well, I'm gonna do something really fast. I'm gonna see what does this throw out. Yeah, let's go with that. All right, I'm gonna throw some power into FT8 for a second. Let's see what my little screen over here changes to. Turn the amp on. Since we're all talking about listening and not getting let's see what happens. Oh, I set the fire alarm off. Good.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we know it's working, kids.
Mm-hmm.
A funny story.
Don't need to change the battery.
I set my CO2 off.
That didn't change that much.
I'm sorry, carbon monoxide's off the other day. Which
Yeah,
is
I've
2
done
meters.
that. In fact, I did it one night when we were on the after chat, and I was like, "Can that happen?" And everybody in the after chat, "Oh no, you need to leave. You need to leave the house now. You need." So, but yes, it can happen because as soon as I stopped transmitting, it went off.
Oh, I think I found the problem. Why WSJTX freaks out. When the smoke alarms go off, it no longer does red things anymore. Oh, no, it's back. The red things are back. Oh, I heard N8YO. N8YO is in there. Oh, geez. Why is it still... I lowered the power.
So are smoke alarms the FT8 equivalent of touch lamps, or how does this work?
I don't know, but I scared the dog, so my wife is pissed now.
I got to tell you, on 40 meters, I have VAR-AC running. There's almost nothing in the slice, and it is still decoding like crazy. It's amazing.
Let's see if N8YO can hear us with the just the regulars.
Yeah, I hear you 5'9", Josh.
Oh, well, now I'm not... Right now?
No, but you are covenant strong. I think it was like -1.
Okay, good. I'll get you in the contacts real fast here. I got to figure that out. By the way, that's another weird thing. So the smoke alarms I have are the ones that are powered on the AC mains power. And so you think that it's running a line, it's tapping off of the power line, and so that's why it's getting RF into it. It's like, okay, sure. But it's like, what are you supposed to do about that? I want the powered smoke detectors because that makes a whole lot of sense. I don't want to be, hearing the chirps every time a 9-volt battery goes out. So I don't know what to do about smoke alarms.
You'll need to choke each one of those at the alarm, like literally at the device.
God, I hate that answer, Steve. It's the right answer, but I hate it.
You are uniquely qualified to know the answer to this question, Josh.
Josh, you already know the answer to this question.
Is it
just, you've made multiple videos?
Is it just choke it out?
Yeah.
Hey Josh, what's your budget?
Phrasing?
There you go, Tim.
Have you pressed star?
No. Tim, a good question. Has he done a reset on the smoke detectors?
Have I done a factory reset?
Have you done a factory reset? Yeah.
Have you just thrown the fuse to it and then turn it off, turn it back on?
In my old house, when I used to rotate the 80-meter beam around, I would set off every smoke detector in the house, and it was only one azimuth. Any other place was fine, but when I was pointing over the house, it didn't matter whether it was 5 watts or 2 kilowatts. It set off every smoke detector in the house.
Did you try and choke them?
That was the only thing that worked.
Oh, and it did work. Okay, so I guess I have to do that.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, no,
What did you use? Did you use little clamp-ons? How many rounds?
31s. I want to say they were 31s, and they were the core, the rings, the larger rings, so I could actually wrap some wines around, and I stuffed it back into the ceiling in the can.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that because I'm like literally using the smoke detector as my indicator that I'm using too much power. But there could be more power I could be using if I would just shut the damn smoke detectors up. There you go. I'm going to do that. I'm going to go buy a bunch of those toroid cores and shove them up in the box.
You might be able to use enough power that you can hear yourself.
That's what we're aiming for. That's what we're really aiming for.
Yes, exactly.
All right, I've got to go. I got to pull down all this tackle. I got to go eat too. So I will say 73s to everybody on the Discord. I appreciate you and take it easy. All right.
73, Josh.
73, right. Josh, and have a great week.
Well, yeah. Take it easy. All right. So I'm thinking. Well, no, it's not going to be next week because we got Ham Nation next week. But I am woefully, every time I look around my shack, I inevitably see like a Morse code radio. And I have been chasing Morse code, but I want to get better at it. And I think it's time that I do something crazy. I don't know that I have the power to do it. I'm thinking about it, but I'm thinking of what like Sterling did. Sterling years ago did like a daily stream of just only Morse code. And I kind of feel like that's what I need. I just don't know how to make all that work. So anyway, I'm going to head out because I got to go eat and I got to get all my tackle stuff down. Not my good tackle, my cheap stuff that kids can play some fish with. Not going to give them the good stuff. No way, not at all. Anyway, I will talk to you guys later. 73, thanks so much for watching. Take it easy. Nah, Geekiest Guy, I've got new detectors that are doing it. It's not even the old ones. They're just picking up RF off the mains lines. That's just the way it is. I just gotta choke them. They work fine. You can test them. They work great. And I don't mean like test them, push the button, and everything's good. I mean like actually take like a match and strike it and then put it out like right by the smoke detector. They work fine. They're all working. Everybody! See ya. Go play radio tomorrow.